Welcome, guys. It is Llamacast number 3 today, I believe. Should be. We have two very special guests, which will be coming on. The first one will be coming on right now. The second one will be joining us in about half an hour to 40 minutes. I'd love to introduce our special co-host today, ZeroCool. He is been in the space for a while. Very intelligent guy, very analytical. Overall great dude. He's very active and very big part of GodJira. He's been educating the holders there and, just around any way he can. We agree on many things. We disagree on some things, so it should be a very good conversation. And he will be joining us for the whole podcast and a bunch of future podcasts as like a special drop-in host. Just because we see him as a very valuable member of our community. He is a holder of a static Llama, I believe. Yep, alright. So let's just bring him up so he can give himself a bit of an intro as well. And then get going.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, what's up?
Awesome, hell yeah. Appreciate the intro, appreciate the opportunity. It's an honor and a pleasure to be up here with you guys. I love like project mingling such as this, where two different projects with really solid communities. I mean, solid's almost an understatement. I mean, we've got our communities are like die hard, and that's why I think it's a perfect little bond that we have here. I know that early on, you guys got a lot of spots for Gen 2, and very early on we had Llamaverse whitelist spots to give away. Seems like years ago, honestly. At this point, it's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm an alpha caller and a council member for Project GodJira. I've been there for a very long time. I actually have a funny story to tell about the reason why I'm kind of here is I sat in on a Twitter Spaces for the Llamaverse, and I was just kind of like hanging out, just like with some friends talking, but sitting in on the Spaces and just minding my own business. I think I might have been playing some League of Legends or something like that, and I hear Llama say, "Hey, I'm going to give away some whitelist spots." And I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then I hear, "Oh, we got a GodJira in the crowd, and it's ZeroCool. Message me, and you get a whitelist spot." So it's kind of the reason why I'm here, honestly, is because I got a whitelist and I bought in and was part of the community, and I really thought this was something special. And so, like, of course, naturally, all the whitelists that you get, you unfortunately want to hold, and so you don't make any money off of them. So it was a clear-cut decision for me to just literally hold on to this and be a part of this community, and here we are with this. I'm just all about with what's going on here in this space. Like, I know we're in a bear market and a bearish market, don't want to actually like throw the title out there, but lots of scams going on, lots of rug pulls are going on. So I think this is a really good time for us to kind of do these type of Llamacasts and get out there to all the people and talk about how we can better this space, because it's on us as a community, as a space, as everything, to just kind of rise up against all these shitty projects and all this kind of stuff and educate ourselves. That's the main thing that in GodJira I'm trying to get away from this whole alpha shot caller type thing, because I really just don't like it. It's like there's a bunch of people just seeing a project name. They don't even see the name, actually. They just see the OpenSea link. They click it. If someone talks about it, they buy it. They don't know anything about it. So like my approach has been a little bit different. I'm trying to give good information, good intel. I'm also started with a new program in GodJira, is bringing founders to GodJira or on a Spaces and like really grilling them and really putting them through the gauntlet. And if they pass through that, then it's like I get a lot more bullish on it, because now I'm done fucking around. Like, I'm done with these founders coming and taking advantage of good people in this space. I'm sick and fucking tired of it, quite frankly, part of my language. But, this is something that's like, it's a big deal right now. And I know that we're all going through it, but there's really good projects out there that are flying under the radar and really good communities. And I always implore people to find a community, get in that community, get involved, and make it your home. Llamaverse is a perfect example of it. GodJira is a perfect example as well. Oftentimes, we're pixelated. Our projects are pixelated, and we're over here with, our floor prices are always going up, and it's because the community has bought into what we're doing and believes in the project. So I just think it's a really cool thing. I probably should just kind of wrap up my intro here so I don't talk forever, because like I'm like Shan. Me and Shan on a Spaces could go probably 8 to 12 hours long. and we don't want to do that. But I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh yeah. So yeah, wonderful self-intro and background to what you're trying to achieve, and we're trying to achieve pretty much the same thing. So it's great to have you on, and I look forward to having you on, often, so to say, so we can, bring in some fresh perspective on the podcast, because, the more the merrier in that sense.
Absolutely, and it's when you find like-minded individuals that are operating on the same wavelength, you might as well band together, expand our reach, and really educate and bring all the information that people really want out there. So I think that's what we need to start doing. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we do hold a certain amount of influence, just given to us by the community. They're trusting us in a way. So
absolutely,
we really should be the ones to hold other people on, quote unquote, our level of influence accountable. And I don't mean like, just, make everyone's life difficult, but if you see some fishy, activity going on in the project, call it out, or do some more research, educate your community. I mean, technically the goal, I told you this when we first spoke the other day, technically the goal of this podcast is to educate everyone to the level where they don't really need us to do this research. They could just do it for themselves. And if within 10 episodes we educate like 5-10 people, and they'll just pass it on to other friends, and it just becomes a bigger thing, and then the whole space kind of improves overall. And I mean, like, the space is small now, so the more people we educate now is the more people we educate in the long term, compared to doing it later when everyone's in, So it's I think it's a great thing we've got going, and I'm excited to keep it going. So
exactly.
So yeah, what's happening? What's happening today? Any projects you guys looking at? Anything interesting in the market? Because I have not looked at OpenSea the whole day today. Pretty much. Voyages. How's it going?
They're at 0.6 floor. Did they cut supply? I think they might have cut supply on their project.
I mean,
they're down to 2200.
That is something we should talk about later. Cutting supply to, when you run into an issue. But yeah, I mean, reveal. Let's see how it's going.
They got literally, let's see. I think they got 96 listings on a 2200 supply collection. 0.6 floor. Artist has got like, I don't even know how many followers on Instagram at this point, but he's got a ton. He's done a lot of great work, to be honest, because it's all like pop culture references to people like Kanye and like Tyler the Creator and all like influential people that resonate with like my age group a lot. So in my opinion, he's a cool artist. But if they reveal and they do well, I think it's something that I'm going to be definitely looking at today, because it's the only thing that I see coming out within the next 12 hours. It's worth my time.
Yeah, I could add something. I have we recently had an AMA in GodJira, and we had the guy from Broski's come in there and spoke to him, Yar Ramesh, and he's actually a YouTube content creator that's just talks about projects and kind of is trying to educate people out there. And I hadn't really gotten too involved in his thing. I got really interested because I thought the art was really cool. And he was a 1691 collection, so it's a small collection size for 0.16, which is still a little bit on the expensive side, but honestly, for a small collection where you can only own one and there's over 200 generative traits, it makes the collection extremely unique. So everyone, you're not going to get like two of the same kind. You're not going to, you're going to get this feeling of almost like of a one of one for each one of them, which I thought was really cool. And the art is really awesome. And talk about a founder who like gives a shit. This guy is just pours out just passion and love. And like, I know this sounds funny, but this guy's actually like comes from money. And the reason why I say that is that like he's not over here trying to like pull a fast one over people. I mean, he could have made a collection that's like 5,000 and probably still sold out, but he did it small because he wanted to start with like a good tight knit community. And I really appreciate that kind of shit. That's why I'm really a huge fan of Genesis collections, is starting small and building a community. Don't rush it, and then like you have this, like when you have a community that's behind you 100%, then like the sky's the limit, you know, at a certain point. And I really think it's cool. So I mean, not often you have an AMA where the guy is done with his intro and no one has questions, because he literally covered everything, because he knows his shit, and he has a really big achievable roadmap ahead of him, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I heard the Antonym AMA. Did you guys hear that one?
Oh yeah, that did you hear that, Zero? By any chance,
what was it? Just recent one?
No, like the
no, the pre-mint one.
Yeah. No, I actually was really big on Antonym. I thought that art, as far as 3D high quality art, I thought that was like tip top best that I've seen like out here. So it was kind of an interesting road that they went on when they came out, and it was selling a couple for 2 ETH, and it was like really high up there, and then it kind of just like trickled off a bit.
Yeah, because we had an AMA with them in our Discord, like a private one for the holders, and
it's
like,
awesome.
Came with a fucking presentation. Like he had it all like tip top, like ready to go. We were just amazed. And then at the end, I was just there like thinking of some obscure questions, because as you said, he literally covered everything. So I was just there like asking the most random. I mean, questions that are still relevant, but they're like just niche, like not very, big questions.
Yeah. Something I really appreciated with them is when they did collabs, they like came out with like the art that was like, that like unique one of ones that was like, there's just like, oh cool, you're announcing like a, whitelist giveaway, but like they actually went through and had the artists create like the Antonym version of a Pixelmon, or of what else did they did, the Doodle Ape, and they had a bunch of them, and I just thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah, they were very adamant in doing that. So when we spoke to them, they were very kind of selective. Someone's already saying, because we mentioned Pixelmon, but we can talk about that later. But yeah, what's
Oh, they pulled
what's
back.
happening?
I really liked him as well. I thought the whole idea of what they're creating was super unique, and we spoke about them on Thursday for the
yeah, we did. And then I stayed up to get on it. Didn't happen.
And then they delayed. It seems like everybody's delaying nowadays. But
I mean,
it's tough right now.
Yeah, I mean they only did it a few hours. It wasn't that bad, but
they also do have big renders.
Yeah, it's a chunky render. Like looking at them, they're like really good looking. Like the one I sold, because I sold pre-reveal, because I'm not too much of an art guy. Like they're cool and they're way cooler than I thought they would be, but I sold early, and I do kind of feel bad about it. But mine was actually insane, so I kind of just feel a bit about it. But I know they're gonna do well and carry out. So let me actually just give you context of what mine looked like. Like it's pretty fucking cool. Mine looked like.
They had like a 14 ETH sale on the one of ones, and then I saw the guy posted it on Twitter after. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Clean. I mean, me personally as an investor, I would never spend that much money on anything, as I've made clear. But I can see the value in holding a one of collections such as Antonym. That's very art focused.
We actually had a guy live in VC pull a one of one from Cosmic, which was sick to see. I've never seen somebody actually pull a one of one live.
I remember when Crypt bought a one of one and the project died.
Actually, I have.
I have not.
Not like in a VC.
Yeah.
We had a guy in GodJira pull a top like 5 or something, a Karafuru.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he sold it pre-reveal.
Oh,
that's crazy.
I love looking back. Do you look back at your pre-reveal sales?
I hate looking back at pre-reveal.
Oh yeah, that's some alpha for you guys out there. Don't look back at your activity if you sell pre-reveal.
I say look. I always say look.
I sold a Primate Planet top 10%er.
That's funny.
A Disto Apes top 10%er.
No,
But it doesn't matter. Well, I always gotta err on the side of like, people need to understand that like profit's profit.
profit
And
is
like
profit. Yeah.
and like the main thing, and the reason why I say that is like, duh, everyone says that, but like you got to think about it this way. The amount of people I know that are in the NFT space that are in the red, it's crazy. If you came into the NFT space and put zero point 0.5 in, and you haven't put more money in, but you sold a top 10% or pre-reveal, you're killing it. If you're in the green, you're killing it. And like, it is straight up like that, and you need to keep reminding yourself. And like, that's like the real alpha is like getting over those humanistic traits that cause you to like make mistakes, and such as that is like when you get emotion involved, then you
Everyone's
screw
done
up.
it.
Dude, I've done it. I've done it like
listed
crazy.
Something. Yeah, and then you panic, and then you go. That's my thing. I list something, and that I could, I'm like, I'm good at taking this profit. I list it, then I'm like, maybe I can go a bit higher. I go to unlist it, and it just sold. So, but yeah, I remember early on I was really like fucked over. I was like really fucked up on like emotions, and I'm like, ah shit, I missed the bag or something like that. But you just realize that every day is a new opportunity, and sometimes we're making literally people's monthly salaries. So we should be thankful. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, just be thankful of what you get, and don't be too greedy.
Speaking
That's
of good reviews,
yeah.
I actually, this one ZeroCool will probably get a little bit frustrated with, because he knows the rarity rankings for this. Cryptoshack was minted out like what, 2 weeks ago it was, and you guys went on their AMA after. You were talking about like undervalued projects and projects that are actually building stuff out but are just doing it under the radar.
Yep.
And that really resonated with me, and a bunch of us in here actually got in on it because they saw it in a couple places. But anyways, I managed to pull 2 golden gophers, which is top 150.
Oh my god.
Wait, ZeroCool. In 3 mints. Only 3 mints.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
That was the best pull I've ever had. I've never gotten
So
anything that good.
that project is one of those diamond in the rough right now. And I've been talking about it a lot. I feel like a broken record, but I also feel like a lot of people are really interested in it. And the main thing about the like Cryptoshack is it's like a breath of fresh air to the space. It's like super unique, and it's like so much fun. Like the amount of time I've spent in chat inside GodJira, inside here in the Alpha Hub, and here I've been spending a lot of time talking about it, and just like the theory crafting and like the game theory that's going on. Like, yo, are you gonna burn this? But if you burn 4 gophers, those gophers have the 50% rake back, and then what if you do burn a caddy instead and you become a member? And like, there's just so much like amazing things that you can do, and there's just like, in my opinion, the way that they have this, they're rolling out their announcements is like how I would advise projects to do also, is because like we're in this space right now, people have like a really short attention span, and I'm not like making fun of people or saying anything, but they have short attention spans, and they just don't want to do their own research. And so like what I've been trying to do is with like some of my like close real life friends is we were like looking and digging deep into like some like projects, because if you knew the amount of projects that spend a lot of money on the actual project instead of spending it on marketing and just like hype, which realistically is it's artificial. Like hype it gets you out there, but what does it do for your project in the long run? Like it's like, like, think about rare bears, and I'm not like trying to FUD or like be like anything, but think about rare bears. They were so fucking hyped. People were spamming in that chat, like they were going crazy. Like, all right, that didn't even mint like 2,000 like on the whitelist in like 8 hours, and it was like blew my mind. And then we have this thing at Cryptoshack where they were like, we didn't spend any money on. I spent no money on marketing. Nobody knew about it. Someone came to me with it and was like, "Hey, we're about to do a stealth launch for this, blah, blah, blah. Like, would you make a call on it?" And I was like, "Yo, I don't make calls unless I stand behind it, because this is my name and this is like what I do, and I care really deeply about the people who listen to me, and then to the people that that buy the stuff that I talk about. And I like feel like that I'm directly like involved in it. And like, so I took the project and I looked at it and I was like, read through it, got onto a call with the founder, and like really felt that this guy just like all he wants to do is just put this project out. He's been working for 7 months of his life, put $300,000 into the project before he ever came to me and talked to me about it. And I was just like, well, yeah, this is like a no-brainer. This is a diamond in the rough. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. And so like I minted. I know people who own over 50 of them. I know some people that over 100. these crypto shacks, and this like big time P2E guys, big time, creeps like holders and people who care about this like, different style of income with like, earning coin and whatnot. And then golf in general is just like such a popular thing, and they've just done everything right. Like they got Entity Builds who did Bored Ape Yacht Club stuff. They did Lazy Lion stuff, and they're like the top of their game. They like spared no expense. They made sure that they got the best, and it just looks incredible. And they literally are rolling out pictures and sneak peeks and interactive stuff. They have a thing going on with the Masters prize pool that's coming up that has something to do with the flags that the Gophers are holding. So all of a sudden, another element of like, besides the gopher burning and stuff, you're looking at these flags and you're like, what do these flags mean? Like, how does this have something to do with it? Like, this is a whole new layer of, like game theory and like uniqueness. And it's just like so much fun. Like I spent so much time just talking about how I'm going to burn my gophers or caddies, or what am I going to do with the golden gopher? And like, not to mention, they're going to rent out the course for different. So like, think about like in the future, we could have like a fucking Llamaverse versus GodJira golf outing, and like, just like for fun, and we could put up like whitelists or, something for the future, and just like make a real fun, like, competitive thing out of it. And I just find that to be like so fucking cool. And I'm so fucking hyped for it. And like I said, it's like, this is not even like something, I'm not even on the team over there. I'm just literally hyped for it because I give a shit about this space and I want more good projects in the space. So a lot of my time I've been recently is not necessarily looking at the market and looking at projects that are potentially going to go up, but more so looking at projects who spent a lot of money on their project itself and, refining their product before like getting out there and not doing marketing. And like all they need is like a platform to be able to like be like, hey, look, like, look at this product we got. This is amazing, And yeah, it's just it's just so awesome. Like I'm so hyped on it. I honestly think there's still a lot of room for that project to grow. It's already been steadily growing, and that's like one of my favorite things is when a project mints out and then their secondary floor price is above mint price, and then slowly but surely, people are talking about it in different communities. I'm in Llamaverse, I'm in GodJira, like I'm in Catabolics, I'm in, Scavengers, just talking about stuff slowly but surely, 0.01, and it's like really steady, healthy growth of the floor price. And I just like love to see that. I really don't like when a project gets hyped up and it goes straight to 2 ETH, and then it reveals and it just crashes to fucking 0.3 or 0.4, and then it never recovers.
The classic.
And it's this classic, but like I love when it reveals, and like guess what? When that's revealed, it kind of pumped slowly but surely a little more. Then they announced the burn mechanic and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden it's pumped a little bit more. In the last couple of days, it's pumped even more. I still think it's a great entry price, especially if you want to be a part of playing the game, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, NFT Worlds, like for what they offer, I'm sure the game is like is going to be like so much fun, because NFT Worlds is like all the talk is Decentraland and Sandbox, because on Coinbase you can see, but not anymore. Exactly. But like my point was, when I first came in and I was looking on Coinbase, I was like, wow, I see Sandbox, I see Decentraland, but you don't see NFT Worlds on Coinbase. And like the thing is that like now NFT Worlds is all of a sudden like it's become like it's the creme de la creme. It checks off all the boxes of like what you want. They're even rolling out compatibility for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. And talk about reaching people outside that's like one of the biggest problems with or biggest challenges of projects is trying to reach outside of the NFT space and pull in people who are not already in it, and talk about one of the best ways is in offering it on some of the main platforms.
If it's like, most projects they're not even built for that though.
Yeah.
Majority of projects are not built to be outside of the space because they're built for the space in a way. So I think there's very few projects that kind of can operate like that. And actually, one of the special guests I want to bring on, Dan, I spoke to him today. He's probably going to come on next Monday. His project is essentially a private members club in London and like abroad, like in different countries, just for like crypto, people interested in crypto, Web3, all of that stuff. And essentially it's NFT is just a membership. It has nothing to do with the project. Like the whole utility is within the actual clubhouse as well, like the events, the connections, all of that stuff. But I think that's a very good example of a niche project that does that well. But I think most projects just kind of set themselves up to fail, in terms of reaching outside of the space. I mean, nothing against that, to be honest, because if you're smashing it within the space, why would you don't really need to go outside of space.
No, absolutely. But like with like Adidas and Pepsi and other big brands starting to enter in, it's kind of like people are seeing that, and I don't know. You're right. It's like it's like you're playing around with it, trying to figure out, is it worth to do that? And yeah, you're right. If you're killing it without needing that, then why do you need it? But for as far as like how long the NFT space is going to last, period. It'll last longer if it's more adopted, honestly. And obviously, like we're trying to balance it and whatnot. But yeah, I see what you're saying. For absolutely.
You can't have everyone going out though.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Be a fucking mess. So I think it's it's good. I mean, just it's like for example, some projects are just built to satisfy the community inside the space. I mean, things like Azuki, like last time I checked, they were looking to make clothes and like different clothing brands and music and all that shit. That's a project that's going to go outside the space. That's a project that's going to be on. Potentially down the line is going to be bringing up the next big DJ or the next big streetwear brand that's going to be worn in like London and shit. But
absolutely,
I don't see some projects like I don't see Llamaverse like our merch becoming like a streetwear brand, because that's not our focus for now. But who knows, maybe later. It just everyone has to kind of stay in their lane and like focus on what they're best at.
Yeah, that's true. And like the main thing is with projects is like you want to become a brand name. I mean, not necessarily like just what you want to be, but like Bored Ape Yacht Club, like that's a brand. It's not just an NFT project.
It's a brand. Yeah, it's a brand.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's interesting to see that that crypto like NFT club I mentioned earlier. Like I've been to 2 of their events, and a bunch of people already know like Llamaverse and like NFT Llama and all of that just before like meeting them. So in a way, some of our projects, like it's like even GodJira now, because I'm talking about like pre-GodJira times, but even GodJira now, people like everyone has heard of GodJira, everyone's seen the PFPs, everyone sees the Llamaverse PFPs. The brand is there. It's just, is the brand going to reach outside of the space, or is it going to be contained in the space? Is kind of the question. And I mean, just being present at like different events, pop-ups, the merch, that already brings the brand outside of the space. But I personally think that projects should focus on what they're good at, not just try to be cool by going outside of the space. But it's up to them, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I personally haven't invested in any project that is, apart from that club, that is, looking to do too much outside of space. Everything that I'm invested in is pretty self-contained in a way. I mean, apart from the Adidas, I've got the Adidas NFT because I like Adidas. So I'm gonna rock that tracksuit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'd probably rock a very subtle Project GodJira shirt or something like that.
I'm literally fucking buying out like half the Llamaverse merch store when we get it done. I'm just gonna make a bunch of excuses to get a bunch of samples, but I'm actually just gonna keep them for myself. So.
Well, someone has to test them out, right?
I am. I am. So.
Test it.
No, I literally am. Yeah. We already like talking about a few designs, but yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the Adidas tracksuit now, because I am a big fan of Adidas. It's kind of in my culture, so.
Alright, let me get into a little debate here, because I know this one's going to be kind of controversial with Helly, and we already talked about this a bit privately. But the board acquisition of Punks,
Yuga.
Yeah, pretty much their whole
first of all,
and the pump that came with it.
Okay, first of all, fucking insider trading. So much insider trading. So many people knew about that shit. Like, it's disgusting how many people knew about that shit. And it's even more disgusting how many people didn't try to hide the fact that they knew about that shit. Like, people using like their main public wallets. Just like, if you're gonna do like, I don't know, It's
do it. Just don't do it.
yeah, just don't do it. But like, if you're like, people just don't care, and this is like the part of the conversation we had the other day, Colin. Is just I don't know if you were there, Zero, but we talked about how sorry to take away from the point, but we talked about how is there a point where a project's founders gets too rich from the project to care, to be competitive, to try and build more and make more, because people don't publicize how much I know GodJira and we do, like that's why I'm bullish about us, is because we're transparent to the max and everyone knows how much everyone's getting paid. People know how much I'm getting paid. You can literally see my wallets, but many people don't do that, and I'm like, is there a point where like they're pulling in hundreds of thousands a month? Do they stop caring? Do they kind of go autopilot, just do something very small to keep their community active or like caring? And I think that's what's happening for some projects. But to go back to the acquisition, I mean, fuck them. Honestly, the insider traders. But
I mean, remember with the CloneX stuff?
Yeah, that's what I
remember
was
the CloneX leak? Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
that was the biggest one of all, and it was public too.
Yeah, that was a
they
big
publicly stated it.
Yeah, they fucked up on that one, but I know a lot of people who just like literally didn't think twice right when they heard something. They went and bought CloneX, and it was just moonshot.
Yes, we saw a guy's wallet who bought, when we checked his timeline, never bought a Meebit in his life, and then randomly decided, like 2 days before the acquisition, he was gonna buy like, I think it was 6 or 7 Meebits. So
casually buying
obviously
Meebits.
he sold off into the pump. You have to take some profits.
For fuck's sake. Boys, it's come to my attention that we need to bring up our special guest in like 5 minutes. So I think we could pick this up after the special guest because we've got limited time. But yeah, sorry, we kind of run over some time, but we'll pick this up later. So our special guest is, I'm not sure if he's in the stage right now. Let me see. Is a project that I'm very bullish on, as most of the Llamaverse community knows, up to the point where it's a fucking meme every time I mention it. It's Enigma Economy, and we got Commander coming up. Let us see if he's in here. Bro, he's such a fucking troll. I'm telling him come on the stage, and he's like, no, make me. He does this every time. But yeah, Enigma Economy is actually I'll let him introduce the project because he'll do it best if he comes up.
All right, while we're waiting for him to come up, ZeroCool, you just stated when you came on that you were kind of shifting away from like the kind of cash grabby projects. This is like a personal question, because for me, after the whole squiggles, the whole 3D meta.
Oh my god, fucking squiggles.
So many scams, right? I kind of went into that, like, not like bear mode, but like panic mode. Like, people need to be more informed so stuff like this doesn't keep happening, because no one wants to be in a space where this is happening so frequently. What do you think of projects like Whitesands?
So yeah, like to be honest, I'm not. You said Whitesands is the name of the project?
Yeah, have you heard of them?
No, I haven't. I would love to hear about it. I mean, there's so many. It's just crazy how many projects are coming out nowadays. Like, I'm like, people are like, hey, you know this one? I'm like, shit, damn it. Like, I feel like I should, but.
Oh, there he is. All right, we'll pick up on Whitesands later because I got a few things to say about Whitesands myself. But yeah, we got Commander here from.
Hello.
Hello. Good to hear your voice. I've missed you. You don't pick up anymore. I got you on speed dial, but you just don't pick up. So.
Oh, come on! Don't blast me, dude. We're talking every night. Tell them the truth.
We do talk about it. Yeah, we do talk about it.
It's hot.
What's up, Commander? How you doing?
Good. Tired. How are you?
Where are you today? Last time we spoke, you were in London.
Yes, I'm in Irvine. Tomorrow I'll be in Chicago.
Oh, I love me some Chicago.
Yeah, I'm all over the United States.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
busy whoring around for money. Oh, sorry, I had to. No, yeah, just to give you context, Commander's been in, I think, 2 AMAs with us right now at this stage. He's a good friend, and we love the project. So, do you want to give an intro to people to Enigma Commander? Because we have a lot of people that probably haven't heard of you guys because they're joining us for the first time.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the very first time before we minted the very first collection, we had a live stream Twitch,
yeah, we did.
right? Yeah, that was it.
You told me you took an fucking edible before the stream. And I panicked. I was like, oh no,
Dude. No,
like
no.
this
Then I
guy.
said I was joking. Remember that part?
Oh yeah, but I was already on the stream.
That's what they all say.
Why are you trying to expose him? Come on, don't make him look bad.
Come on.
No, I said the same thing on the stream. I don't care. Anyway, Commander,
Listen.
give us the pitch. Give us the pitch.
Yeah, I
Got
got
some
you.
enigmas.
So here's how I would explain Enigma as brief as possible, but at the same time not losing kind of the core principle. I would say it's the first decentralized NFT-based mining company. So we're a real company. The company's name is Real Ape Enterprises that was incorporated in Florida in September last year. Actually, it could have been August. And the idea behind Enigma Economy at the time was that we wanted to create an NFT-based project that's going to confer some tangible value, that, quantifiable value, as opposed to speculative value. We wanted people to be able to see the value of their NFT. And so naturally, we thought about mining because everybody loves crypto in the space. So we're like, why don't we create an NFT where when you stake it, instead of creating, an ERC20 that people are unfamiliar with and has like some limited utility to the project, let's go with the most liquid returns, and that would be crypto like Ethereum or altcoins or even Bitcoin. At the moment, it's mostly just Ethereum. So it matured from there. We're like, let's allow people to stake those NFTs, and the longer they stake the NFT, the more they'll mine. So each NFT essentially becomes a fractional ownership of a real mining facility. And the variables that are going to affect how much you mine is how many NFTs you have staked, for how long, and what the tier or the rarity of each NFT is. So those 3 modifiers are going to determine how quick you mine, or in other words, essentially what your hash rate is. So when you stake on our website, you'll see your total aggregate hash rate and how much in theory you're mining, and all what is mined is returned directly to the staker's address. So far we have actually gone pretty far. We have about 620 miners set up in Indiana. Well, 500 set up, have been mining for 2 weeks, and another 120 3090s are being installed at the moment. And we have about 93% staked of our entire collection. So that's where we're at.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been bullish as shit on Enigma for a long time, since the first mint. I'm up to like 49, I think.
Are you?
Staked, yeah. I even bought some for my family. I was like, hey, this is your first NFT. And then my mom was like, my parents were like, I want to get into NFTs, so they bought some themselves as well. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Really? Wow, that's cool.
They have. I bought them a few. I bought them 4, I think, and I gifted it to them, and then they bought another 5 themselves. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
But yeah,
dude, I'm
Enigma's,
honored.
fucking. I think I told you, you bastard.
Yeah, you did. I just didn't actually. I thought you were fluffing a little bit, but
no, generally, yeah. I can show you the address.
I go to my parents and I tell them, "Hey, you guys want some Enigma NFTs?" They're like, "Get the fuck back into medicine. What are you doing?" So, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I think Enigma is one of the only like projects that I've seen tangible utility, in the form of the mining rigs. And did you share the link of the mining? Cool.
I'm sending pictures into Llamacast right now.
Yeah, so if you click on that link, that Hyvion link, it shows you the mining pool in its current state, how much is mined, how much is made for the community, and stuff like that.
So
yeah,
I'll add some qualifiers. I guess what you're looking at is about a third of the actual mining capacity. Plus, the nice thing about this idea is it's self-sustainable. It's a mining project, and it's the community voted for a reinvestment schedule. They voted for 9 months. Basically, what that means is for 9 months, what's been mined goes back into scaling the operation so that we can reach a certain projections. We have some projections that were made by Stereoscopic, who's a really awesome community member, who's actually now our community manager too. He showed what the projections per NFT would be given different scenarios of reinvestments. And so we gave people some data, they made some informed decisions and voted on a specific reinvestment schedule. That doesn't mean you won't see any returns for 9 months, because we do plan on actually giving partial returns starting month 3, just so that we prove the concept. But in general, we're basically at ground zero right now, and our goals are much bigger than what you're going to see.
Yeah, it's honestly insane how quickly it scales, and all the different factors that go into it. That's gonna make it scale even more. So what is the actual return on investment? You can kind of see up on that image. I just kind of divide by 3, but that's projection. So there's a lot of things that go into it. So if magically Ethereum pumps to 10% and like let's say 15-20%, like a chunky amount, obviously the return on investment will be significantly better, because there'll be more money to buy GPUs with. So it's very flexible, as most of the community knows.
It doesn't take into account the ICO and the buy and host aspect of everything, but that's probably a discussion for another time, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we can bring you on for special on that one, I think, because it's very I think the community would like to hear that for sure. It will be very valuable for them to hear that. Cool. So yeah, anyone got any questions for Commander? ZeroCool, do you got anything on your mind?
I was just curious. I'm just learning about this for the first time, and it sounds really interesting. I remember seeing another project. It's called like Blockchain Miners Club.
Oh no, you just enabled Commander. Oh no.
Oh fuck. No.
I mean, is this like a bad thing? I just like I was saying, is I like sometimes I need to play dumb, and like because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't know about this, because like I know there's a bunch of people from GodJira that are here, and I'm just trying to play dumb so that people can like be educated and understand. So sorry if I triggered you, but it's like one of the best ways to do that.
So,
I gotta.
No, you enabled him. You didn't trigger him.
So it's a good thing, right?
It's a positive. It's a positive synergy between triggering and enabling me. But I don't want to slam any other project too much, but I'll tell you the main difference makes all the difference between us two. So one is basically a project that raised a shit ton of money and put a minority of it into miners, and I think it was 25% of what they raised. We put about 80% of what we raised straight into mining. So that's a huge difference already. Number two, they focused mostly on Bitcoin, and they only have 100 miners. I don't know if things have changed. This is outdated information, but they did Bitcoin route, much smaller investment into it. And then this is where the main difference comes in. You guys, the people in their community are not staking at all, I don't think. They're getting something called a hash token. So it's like an ERC20. So at the end of the day, this difference makes all the difference, right? Because you're not getting Ethereum, you're not getting Bitcoin, you're just getting a coin that someone made up with an ERC20 contract, and the liquidity problem is still there, right? So with us, you're getting directly an ownership of the miners, and what you're mining is tradable. So you have the ability to trade your hash rate by trading your NFT, and that hash rate translates directly into crypto that goes into your wallet. There is no in-between ERC20 token, and there's no raffling of what's being mined, which I believe is what they're doing. But everyone can do their own DD and check it out. But for a fact, we're number one. We launched in September, and we're the only company right now that's actually legitimately mining crypto and using NFTs to fractionalize those directly to people's wallets. So we're the only decentralized mining company. There's 4 other projects at least that have tried to copy our actual model, and they all failed because of greed. Everyone is so greedy. They want to keep all the money. Nobody wants to actually put it back into their operation, into the white paper. They just want to use this really cool sounding, ingenuous idea, and they want to capitalize on how much they can make, and then go like, all right, we'll give some fractions to the actual mining. Here's the utility. You're mining. Don't ask how much you're gonna get.
That's amazing. That's just amazing. I mean, I just, like I said, it was like interesting me because I'm like, wow, mining, that's great. And like, I was like, the only one I ever heard was that blockchain one. I was just like, sounds like a really cool thing, but like, yeah, like you're saying, there's just like money and ETH changes people, and like when they start getting a bunch of it, they're like, oh, let's just pocket this and go buy some Mai Tais on our private island, and then we'll buy some computers and some mining rigs to be able to do stuff. But like, I mean, it's glaring how different you are. You're 80% and they're 20%, if they're 20%, So that's like awesome.
Dude, and I think part of that is because Steven and I, so the 2 co-founders, we're both doctors. He left residency. I finished medical school a year ago, and then I went into the VC business route. And so to us, the number one thing is being honest and trying to create community and investing. And it sounds cliche. It's like a platitude. It's self-righteous, virtue signaling, all of it, but it's true. Like we're not here to make money. If I wanted to make money, I'd be a dermatologist and I'd be making $800,000 a year. I'm trying to build something that's going to be sustainable and it makes sense for everybody. And we have a lot of actual things we want to do, real products down the line that are connected to Enigma. We don't see this as our way of making quick money, which most projects do. So that's the big difference.
Well, I appreciate that answer. That definitely clears up a lot. Like I said, is one of the best ways to, ask questions is trying to put yourself in the head of someone who's just a random person that might have just fell on in here and they might have just seen a YouTube video, and that clears up a lot. I'm like super fucking interested. Maybe we'll have to have you in the GodJira layer sometime and, be able to talk to people and let people know about your project.
I'd love to. And thanks for the question.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, last things me and Helly talked about this, and when you guys, when Helly brought up the point that you guys did in like a 9-month reinvestment period, I thought that was the best idea I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was a community vote as well.
Yeah, because not many projects do something like that, really. I mean, projects obviously do reinvest into themselves, but like when the whole community decides to completely put everything to the side for the benefit of the future of the project, it really helps out in the long term. And I think that is like a key thing where it kind of hit home for me.
And I'm glad you say that, because honestly, I think it was one other community member you guys had. His name was Hyton or Heaton, or I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hyton, yeah.
We talked to him very early on. He was extremely insightful.
He is a Chad.
He mentioned something once. I think he tweeted something about how NFTs are like somewhat similar to startups, the project, and the at least like the beginning phases of an NFT project are very akin in some sentiment to startups, and it's just very true, because I was part of 3 startups before this, and this feels almost the same thing. I've done an NFT project before, which was like art-based. I was kind of more tangential to the project, but it didn't feel anything like Enigma. So we took Enigma more traditionally, where we're like, all right, we need the functional parts of an actual company. Let's introduce some more traditional principles of operating, and let's treat it like a startup. And when we did that, it worked really, really well, because it meant being accountable, transparent, being efficient. Obviously, we're still learning as we go, because it was very hard to sell these things to the NFT space, who are degening and flipping, and they're like, what is my return, my ROI? What, not 600% after reveal? What the fuck? I don't want this shit. And so like we had to kind of adjust to that perspective as well, and we found a nice balance, I think, eventually.
Yeah, and I mean, Hyton is like, He's basically like one of the one of our mentors at Llamaverse, because even like the whole everything you just said about the whole startup thing, I keep banging on about it because of him, because he showed me that side of things. Because I had a call with him very early on when I started taking a bigger part in Llamaverse, and he just gave me so much like insight and how we should operate and how we should, almost exactly behave like a company, like a real company. Give updates to the community, let them know where the money is being invested, like any company, any startup would, to investors. So I think it's honestly a great thing to do, and I think that's why a lot of us have a lot of confidence in Enigma, and obviously a lot of money, because there's quite a big amount of people that have invested and bought hands. There's people with 100 Enigmas, so and they're probably gonna get more and more. So it's a very good way to go about it, and yeah, very transparent as well. Yeah, I think 100% you should have him on the GodJira for sure. Commander, I've said this quote like back in September, the first time he came on, or I think it was October actually. Commander doesn't miss. Like anything you ask him, he knows like the answer to. He's very prepared, almost like the Antonym people when they came on.
Except that one person on that Twitter space once, if you recall, who came up and asked about monkey PFPs.
Oh yeah, that one time, yeah.
Stumped him on the monkey PFPs.
That was pretty funny. But yeah, I think Enigma is a very unique concept and project, and
yeah,
I think it's gonna do well.
Commander, send me a friend request and we'll try to line something up. Helly, I don't know if you saw my message. I need to switch my cell phone, so I'm gonna hop off here, but then you can just bring me back up.
Yeah. Just literally come back and I'll bring you up.
Sounds good. All right, I'll be right back.
Right, perfect. So yeah, Commander, do you wanna give us some insight to the future plans of Enigma while we're here, and then we can talk about some other stuff regarding the project.
Yeah, I'd love to. So let's see. So we got V4 coming up. V4.
Actually, do you wanna give a sec to ZeroCool to come back so you can get some insight into it as well? Actually, sorry.
Oh yeah. Is he coming back?
No, he's literally just switching devices, so he'll be like 2-3 seconds.
Oh, no problem.
Just wait for him to come up. Yeah, sorry. Where is he? Did you guys watch Batman, by the way?
Amazing.
Is it good?
Avengers.
I'm scared.
Oh my!
Oh, it's
bro, it's so fucking good.
Isn't it the Twilight guy though?
Yep.
It is, but he's actually a good actor. It doesn't matter. He's a good actor. Like
he fits the role. He fits it.
Actually, he's actually like top tier
Is he
actor.
good?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, like the only thing I remember is he just looked constipated all the time in Twilight.
Yeah, no. Have you seen him in other movies though? He's really good in other movies. There was one
Honestly,
called like Good Time. I remember watching it with my ex when I was super high once, but it was really good. So you should check it out.
Good. I mean, if you're high, you can literally make any movie good.
Yeah, we need to cut this bit out of the podcast. That final recording. Just like elevator music at this part.
That's funny.
Where is he? He should be up here soon.
But
yeah, a lot of exciting shit happening at Enigma.
Getting asked again, what do you think about monkey PFPs now? You probably had a lot of time to think about this one.
Honestly, we're gonna have some rare miners that are gonna be monkeys in the V4 collection. So we're fully dedicated to this man. We hope to invite him warmly into this NFT space.
Just add some monkey PFPs to the collection and you got him.
I remember his name too.
He haunts you. You go to bed and he's like there in your head.
It was John Mitchell.
What was it? Such a just basic.
John Mitchell.
Yeah, very basic. If you try to,
he's still in here.
Is he really?
Way. Yeah, he's still in here.
Dude, but on Twitter, his profile picture on Twitter was a person with a gun to either on the table or like to their head or something. It was a weird picture.
I think he's still in here.
All right, let's where is he? Is he in the crowd? I don't think he is. No, he's not. Oh, I almost just closed the whole stage by accident. Almost fat fingered it.
Commander, I'm gonna give you some questions that the people are asking, that the community's asking. We got one guy that says, is the chart that I'm sending around, which is the staked NFT projected returns, if you know what one I'm talking about, it's black and yellow by Stereoscopic.
Yeah.
He says, is this projected returns with the normal worker tier miner, or is it like, what tier is this?
Yeah.
So
it's the normal, I think.
Yeah, so it's the average. It's the average. So we assume that on average, the hash rate per miner is going to be that. Someone did a calculation. We've done a calculation. We haven't really shared it, but the idea is, if you think of, there's like one pool of miners that are mining Ethereum, and from that pool, some of the miners will get a little more and some are going to get a little less. And the amount that are getting a little more is much, much smaller than the amount that is getting a little less. So really the effect of the few rare miners is very tiny when you spread it across the entire collection. So if we assume that, your miner's 100% hash rate, and the rares are 105%, then effectively the average non-rare is going to be like 95%, something like that. So the numbers you're looking at are averaged. It's not any specific miner. So if you have a rare, it's a little higher. If you have a non-rare, it's a little bit lower.
Thank you. Let's see if there's any other.
All right. ZeroCool should be in the stage. He just DM'd me. Looking for GodJira. Where is it? There he is. That beautiful GodJira. Ta-da. All right. ZeroCool, just to cut you out, we answered a few questions about the return on investment and how much a miner is going to get a month, and then we spoke about Batman and how good it is. So we're going to just... vengeance. So just to pick up where we left off, Commander's going to kind of give us a plan for the near future of Enigma and what's happening. And then we can ask some questions in Vicker's brain.
All right. There is... So part of the whole idea is that we're scaling over time. And the way we scale is by kind of growing the community. So we sell more NFTs to hopefully newer people. So we have like a reserve amount that we want to sell to newer people. And then our community who are already verified miners can get first dibs on the actual NFTs of the next collections. And so those are called the scaling collections. Every time we release a scaling collection, a part of that goes to boost the Genesis miners. So that Genesis miners just gain more hash rate over time. So I guess that's like the benefit of being a Genesis miner. And then the new collection has its own pool where they mine from. So our first scaling collection is going to come out sometime the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be called the V4 collection. We're actually trying to position it right after NFTLA. Right now, we're finalizing a pretty nice deal in NFTLA. They're co-founders and alumni from the same school, and was able to kind of hook us up on a really nice spot in the networking section of NFTLA. So we're trying to kind of line up the exposure with the next mint. So probably beginning April, first week of April, we'll have a V4 collection launch. More down the line, I'd say probably in the next 2 months, we're looking to ICO. What essentially the ICO is going to do is it's going to create this token that's going to power the first decentralized mining company. But this token is not going to replace what you're mining with your NFT. This token is actually going to compound your returns. So the way it works is each token represents a revenue distribution of all of the commission that Enigma makes through its service called the buy and host service. So say, for example, you want to invest directly into buying Bitcoin ASICs or Kadena miners or just ETH miners, whatever. And you just don't have the ability to source it. We have some networks of distribution in China or Taiwan. some in the US, but by far the international ones are the cheapest to get. And we can go source these for you. So you pay us, we buy them. We don't take any commission or like increase the price. So there's no difference that we're taking. If we can get the 3090 for 2,100 versus 2,600 you'd get it for, we're going to sell it. We're going to get it for you for 2,100. Then we host it for you. We take a cut that is going to represent a small profit plus the commissions, a small profit plus the hosting fees, which include like the energy, the maintenance, the setup, putting them in rigs. We're going to make it as cheap as possible because with the ICO, we're going to have our own warehouse as well. And the commission, so the small profit we take from the miners, goes to the community where it gets distributed to the token holders. So basically that one token that we ICO for Enigma will represent all of the commission from the buy and host and will go to people who are holding these coins. If you've ever heard of Illuvium, it's kind of similar to their idea of play to earn. And that coin will also be mineable through NFT staking. So if you're staking one of your Enigma miners, you're not only getting your Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever we're mining at the time, correlating with your hash rate, you're also going to get a steady stream of whatever allocation of these tokens we're going to give. So you get two streams of returns, basically. So that's like the medium-term goal. And that when we want to ICO so that people can benefit from having a hosting operation, basically. More long-term, and we're speaking like probably end of year to next year, is to have somewhat of a community brand in the metaverse. But, essentially our biggest focus is getting the mining, scaling the mining, really making sure in the 6 to 9 month window, we're very close to our projections, notwithstanding what happens to Ethereum's price. So if we have to compensate by releasing more scaling collections or running other things like the buy and host service or distributing a larger portion of the ICO proceeds to really boost the number of miners, we're going to do that. And I think another long-term goal is to create Enigma Economy more as a lab. So the idea is behind why we called it an economy is because we wanted basically everyone who owns an Enigma to benefit from the overall operation that is also outside the mining. So if we want to release other collections that have they have nothing to do with mining, we still want people who invested in this economy from the beginning to kind of reap the benefits of that too. So that's like the overall picture.
I mean, I'm bullish as shit on that. I speak about the ICO because I don't think I have, but that sounds crazy. But yeah, honestly, I think this whole project is set up to do well long term, and the team in place can execute. So that's why and again, I do have a bunch of them, so I am biased, but I do like to put my money where my mouth is. So yeah, I'm even considering a private rig myself. So I'll let you know, guys, how it goes with time.
Yeah, I think right now we have about 30 people who signed up for the buy and host. We haven't put the list out yet. We're a little behind. We were supposed to put it out yesterday for registrations, but we're pushing it down until after the V4 so things don't get confused.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's great. It's bullish. It just makes sense, and it's personally it's kind of like a hedge for me, and just a way to get some passive income, I guess. And it looks like it's doing well. So, should we take some questions people have in the chat? Obviously, Colin and Zero, if you have anything to add on. Oh, Commander, could you let us know of the supply and all of that information on the V4?
Yeah, so haven't announced this yet to our Discord, but we will in 2 days. But it's 7,000 NFTs. There's going to be 3,000 of them will be reserved for the non-verified miners. So right now we have about 700 or 800 miners who have already whitelisted to mint from the V4. We're going to cap their mint, and we're going to allocate an X amount, probably 3,000. That's going to go to the whitelisted people who are not actual Enigma holders. And we're thinking about 1,000 whitelist spots should cover.
Yeah.
So,
and 1,000 for Llamaverse, yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a great. I mean, honestly, I've already promised the community we're getting whitelist spots because we've had older ones so far. So I feel like we should get more. just saying, Commander. Just putting
you know you
different people.
You don't need to bargain. I'll give you want all 1,000.
No, I'm joking. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and again, just to make sure people get it, V4 it's going to be its own mining, pool, right? It's not going to be in the main one. It's going to be like its own separate thing.
Yeah. All scaling collections will be considered their own pools. So this one we're focusing a lot on a hybrid model, just because people are freaking out more and more about ETH 2.0. So we decided we'll pivot a little bit earlier. We might do it a 25 to 40% ETH mining, and then the rest is going to be Kadena mining. I don't know how familiar some of you are with Kadena mining, but it's going to be put up for a vote as well. But the idea is really making it a hybrid mining is going to be the best thing for the V4, especially because anyway, Kadena mining is way more profitable than ETH at this moment, even with the current price of Kadena. So that's the idea right now. It's subject to change.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So I think it's a pretty clear image to people. Let's see if they have any questions in the chat about V4. Someone said, what happens when ETH2 comes out? Doesn't mining Ethereum stop? So Commander can answer that question for you.
Yeah. So originally, early stages Enigma, we were going to do ETH A6, obviously for supply reasons, but also 2.0 going all into A6 would be dumb. So we considered the reality that ETH 2.0 is going to happen in our lifetime at some point. If it happens in the next 6 months as planned, still we've prepared for it in the sense that we're a fully GPU powered mining right now. So we will pivot to other coins. We're building out the altcoin department as we speak. Some of the things we're looking at are to pivot towards like Kadena or Zcash, Ergo. We might use Bitcoin to hedge against. So we haven't even spent our entire budget yet. We still have 2/3 of the budget we haven't actually spent on ETH GPUs. We're just waiting to see what's going to happen with the 2.0, any clarity. But it looks like there's some new vulnerabilities in the actual proof of stake model that, I mean, I'm not surprised if it gets delayed again, because those are some pretty big vulnerabilities, and I haven't seen Vitalik address it, but the last time there were vulnerabilities, they delayed it. So right now we're moving forward as though 2.0 is going to happen in the next 6 months. We're still mining ETH anyway, but it's GPU based. V4 is going to be earlier mining altcoins like Kadena. So when 2.0 comes, it doesn't really matter, but we're fully able to pivot.
So yeah. Oh right, let's
I feel like I just learned something.
I told you, Commander doesn't miss. All right. Well, I think did you have more time, Commander, or I think you said you were a bit short on time?
Yeah, I had to bounce about 9 minutes ago, but obviously I don't answer everything. But anytime, that I'll jump on an AMA in this Discord.
Yeah. I think when we get closer to V4, we'll bring you back on just so you can when we do the whitelist giveaway and stuff like that, we'll let you come back on to answer other questions, because Enigma is not the most basic and simple project. There's a lot of thought that goes into it, making it a bit more harder to grasp some people that are new to the ecosystem of Enigma. So it'll be very good to get you on to explain and make sure everyone's in the clear.
Yeah.
And understands what they're buying into, because again, it's not a Enigma's not a flip. I always said this is not a flip, it's a hold. And if you have the patience and the money to invest in it, it will bear fruits in the long term. So it's not one of those things to ape it and then go like, fuck, it's not moving, to sell, and then and then the people that actually want to invest long term will just sweep your floor. So yeah. Anyway, Thank you, Commander, for coming on.
No, thank you.
It's good talking to you. I will call you later because
All right.
our bedtime chats. I'm
All right.
joking. But yeah, it's always a pleasure. I will catch you later, and thank you very much. Can everyone just at Commander and say thank you? It's a good place to get some updates, especially on the. Colin, do you mind linking the Discord, please? Yeah, so everyone just give a solid follow to the account. And then, yeah, join the Discord, ask questions. There's a lot of individuals that are very helpful over there. So, yeah. Commander, have a good night. We'll catch you later.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for all your time. See you, man.
Yep. Hey, bye. All right. Well, that was a very good introduction, I believe, to the project. I hope people found that very very useful for themselves.
Yeah, that was very informative. I've known about them for obviously a long time, as we've been
I've been
with them for a long time. But
I have been chilling. Can everyone give me a llama? Give me some llama emoji in the main chat of GodJira real quick.
We're spamming GodJira chats now. Why?
Oh, sorry. In the Enigma. Sorry. Can everyone give me the haircut cat? The cat with the haircut, please. Look at that. Look at all the people turning up. Let's go. You love a good raid. So yeah, people doing that haircut. Fucking hell. Anyway, let's see what's happening.
What are we going back to? Are we going back to Whitesands? What are we talking about?
I think ZeroCool is having an issue with his mic, so he will be back soon. So I think we just talk about something brand new because I know he had a few things to add on to the Whitesands conversation. So what's happening? People, let's see what people are saying in the chat. There we go. Everyone's giving the fucking
please leave me the fuck alone.
Cat haircut. It's my new favorite emoji, by the way. The cat haircut looks exactly like my cat. So I fucking love my cat.
What is this cat haircut? Why?
I just found it the other day in the random server. I just fucking love it. Yeah, man. I love Enigma because it's such a well thought out, honestly, long-term investment that you don't really see much of in. Fucking cat haircut gif is so funny. I'm sorry. I need to add it to this Discord, yeah. But it's actually good and tangible thing. You can kind of, you can't really see it because it's obviously in the facility, but you can see it count up on the dashboard and everything. So yeah. What were we talking about, Colin? We're talking about Whitesands, yeah, Whitesands.
Yeah, well, we can wait for
Yeah, we should wait a few more minutes.
But
yeah.
Right now, what I'm seeing is CyberKongz play and collect. Did you hear what it is or no? They literally just.
No. What's up with us doing a podcast and people releasing shit?
What?
Every time we release a podcast, someone's releasing a play-to-earn game.
Oh no! Yeah, literally every time.
Yeah. What is it?
Crews can now be here. I'll find the regular. Get ready to put your crews together and send your CyberKongz VXs on epic adventures in search of Kongium and other treasures, which is the main description of what this is. You can make crews. I gotta see what this is. There's a lot of stuff. It's just the kaiju drop. There's so much stuff to read that it's not something that you're going to put into 5 minutes, but I'm gonna try to look over this and then give an understanding of what it is. Because last time you were in here, you were saying these projects are too comfortable. Look at Kongz dropping some stuff.
Finally. Wasn't I shit posting earlier?
I don't know if you were shit posting, but I know you were trashing on these big projects.
Yeah, I do shit post on them a bit more, but so people asking when Enigma whitelist, I'll do it later because I can't. Okay, tell you what. Oh,
The
ZeroCool's
snapshot,
back.
the snapshot's already taken, so just.
Yeah,
later.
screenshot's done. So I'll just DM you, or I'll just get someone else to do it because I'm lazy. I'll give someone a whitelist to DM everyone. I'm joking. There he is.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
ZeroCool.
they got a
He
banana
is
bunches that can be
back.
redeemed for banana tokens. You can get sandbox token. Obviously, they're built in the sandbox. NFT vouchers can be redeemed for random NFTs. Genesis loot capsules contains Genesis weapons of any rarity. It looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They got 12 different weapons that you can receive. All different sandbox items, I'm assuming.
Really? I don't know. I'm still
Here it
gonna
is.
trash on them.
Here it is. I'm gonna send it into Llamaverse chat for anyone that wants to look into what it is. I'm sure Cheese is loving it.
Jesus, we are going to zero. Yeah.
They're
I don't know, man. It just feels like
Jungle
I just feel like it should be something a bit more with the amount of time they've been hyping this up. I remember them leaking something like fucking 2 months ago. So I just feel like they haven't done too much in the time they've had. What do you think about that, Zero? Do you think people are being lazy and not working as as fast as they should, or do you think it's justified to give them a lot of time, a lot of money?
Think he's still getting rugged?
Yeah, Zero, try edit the input and output of your mic. Happens to me a lot.
You switch from computer to mobile.
I think you switched back now. No?
I don't know.
Which is not getting resolved. So I think just carry on, Colin, at this stage.
No, yeah.
Cool.
Just keep trying to bring him up or something, and
yeah, I'll keep trying to bring him up, but he's not actually in the stage right now.
And then
I
if
think
he's
so.
able to talk, we'll obviously hear him.
Oh yeah, well, of course. I'm not saying we just leave him behind. I'm just saying we should just carry on until he sorts it out. All right, because we've got a bunch of people waiting. So what we talk about, Whitesands, in my opinion, overpriced, kind of cash grabby.
Overpriced is an understatement.
It's fucking abusive. 0.5 was it?
Yeah, I gotta. Let me see the exact number so I can get the exact, evaluation for this.
Fucking disgusting, man. 0.5 for Minecraft world, like come on, guys. Come on, man. Yeah, give us the numbers, but I don't think it was great. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the exact numbers because I wanna see exactly what this is.
Yeah, it's
Here
a
we
bit
go.
cash grabby for me,
because
what they want to do, guys, you gotta realize what they want to okay. Listen, so if someone has an insane idea that needs a lot of money to develop and they do a high price, it's a bit more justified. But they're fucking doing a Minecraft world on a Minecraft server, and sure, that takes time to develop. I know, and they'll develop all that shit. They don't need millions, guys. They don't need millions.
So here's the exact price. They're doing 3,000 parcel passes at 0.5 ETH each. So half an ETH each, which would be 1,500 ETH for the parcel pass, and
1,100 for.
Yeah, and at current USD value,
villas.
that's pretty much 4 million. And then
So
for their islands,
someone did the maths.
For their islands alone, someone already did the math for us.
Yeah, it's 6.8 million total valuation right now.
Yeah.
So to let you know,
NFT
guys,
math.
for 6 million, they better fucking make Minecraft 2. Honestly,
They could make a
because
whole new Minecraft.
yeah, they literally it's fucking 6 million. I don't care how many worlds they buy because NFT worlds are not that expensive, Bro, I'm not funding a bag. I'm not funding anything. I'm just telling people that this should not happen and they shouldn't let it happen.
Yeah, I think this is just a conversation based off of what ZeroCool was saying, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's not that
he's
the
about to come
projects
on.
are necessarily bad, It's the fact that
It's just
the value compared to what they're providing, or like the value that
It's
they're
not
giving
it,
themselves
Chief.
compared to what they're providing is not worth it, because you could go out and say you're gonna buy 2 of their islands. ZeroCool is not rugged anymore. Sick.
Yeah, hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, cool. Thank God. I don't know, for some reason when I was on my phone and like I was trying to like, go and get some cat food and try to multitask, but I was getting rugged. Sorry about that. My apologies.
No, we're good as long as you're back.
Yep, I'm back.
And
But go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
then they're doing 250 individual, like basically like mansions or private islands inside of their island, or inside of their NFT worlds, which are 5 ETH, right? You could go out and buy an NFT worlds right now for the price of 2 of their islands, and then you could go out and just pay someone, I don't know how much a rough price for a map build.
I can tell you. I'm
you
literally
can
gonna tell
me?
you.
I was asking this the other day. I was like, who can tell me this?
It's I think we paid. By the way, we had Entity Builds, who you mentioned earlier, who built. I believe built the.
He built Caddyshack, and he built Basie, and he built.
Yeah, I
others.
believe we paid them. We have it on a spreadsheet somewhere publicly or internally. See Llamaverse budget.
Just give us a rough
I think we
estimate.
paid them like 3 ETH. Like
Yeah, and
we paid their team. That's what they asked for. 3 ETH or something.
and
3.5
he's also
ETH,
top
something like that.
notch. Like, he's building
Insane
full
builder.
blown cities, right? They just basically terrain, like, built the world, which you can do with world edit, which means
Yep.
like
Easily.
completely removing everything and making it just water. So it's basically an ocean. And then they added little islands, which you could also do with world edit. All for
You can literally
Yeah.
code it. So it's like it's 6.8 million for them to make a fancy Minecraft server. Like, you gotta realize that it's absurd amount of money. And sure, they're gonna buy the NFT worlds and they're gonna give you the world token, but that's such a massive markup, especially for those villas, because like, come the fuck on, man. You can just literally buy your own world, and like, there's so many Minecraft builders that do it as a hobby. Like, you can find these people that do it as a hobby, pay them
Yeah.
a good amount of ETH. They suddenly have a hobby that pays them a decent amount of money. Maybe it's a
Yeah,
Minecraft
and they'll
builder.
put out something that's absolutely incredible too. Some of the stuff
Insane.
that I've seen is
Not-
is
Not a
insane.
fucking boring villa.
Put it this way, the most blatant value of it is you could go out and with their mint price buy 272 NFT worlds, making you the #1 holder if you convinced everyone to just go out and buy NFT worlds and fractionalize them. And it would be the exact
Yeah.
same thing, because that's what you're
And then use the first week of royalties to build
And
on.
Helly, the other thing is they're profitable right now to flip.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
They're
that.
above mint price.
Like, the thing is, like, listen, guys. As we said, to build out a whole NFT world by Entity Builds, one of the most go-to builders in the community, the NFT community, is like 3.5 ETH. To put into perspective, this is 35 Ethereum volume of sales a day, which is nothing technically for people.
Yeah.
For big projects, like, basically get like 100, 200 a day of volume. We today, like Llamaverse today, has made, let's see how much in volume.
$10.
Yeah, $10. It's 105. So today, Llamaverse has made 10.5 Ethereum in volume, and of course, the
lot of
staff
that
team
goes-
gets paid from that.
A lot of that.
A
goes
lot
into
of
treasuries,
that.
too.
A lot of that goes in treasuries, but I can assume that majority of that is being pocketed. I'm not too versed, but majority of projects pocket this money. So, you could just develop so much with that money. Like, it's insane. Like, it's just stupid. And it's like just villas. Like, who cares about that villa?
But at the end
And
of
that's
the
why
day, sorry to cut you off. At the end of the day, what are they gonna put into a
yeah.
Minecraft world that costs that much?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
just
the
like,
point.
yeah. So it's just people are like, and that's what pisses me off. It doesn't piss me off, but that's what we do, and what like good projects do is we take our time to perfect something and do it well or as best as we can. And that's what we do with the marketplaces. That's what we're gonna now do with Llamascape, which is essentially a non-cash grabby 10 times better version of what those guys are trying to do. That's actually, play to earn. or pay to earn tokens that you can redeem for whitelist and stuff. And we're gonna do it properly, and for significantly cheaper entry for people, where it makes sense. Not a fucking 0.5 villa. Anyway. Oh, sorry, a 5 ETH villa. Isn't it 5 ETH?
Yeah, it's 5 ETH.
And
you
that's
have
absurd,
to
man.
you have to pay. So basically, the parcel pass is it like a reservation to get into the villas?
I'm sorry. I'm okay. I'm getting track. But it just pisses me off because like I haven't spent time thinking about it that much. But now that I think about it, how much of a cash grabby situation that is, it's very triggering in a way.
I want to see what the royalty is. I bet it's 12%. I bet it's 12%. Yeah.
I mean, it's no, but the max they can do is 10%. The rest is open seas. Is it? What is it called? I just forgot. Oh, Whitesands.
What is this?
It's 7.5 actually. Look at that. Amazing. Yeah, it's just. Let's see what is their volume? 100. So today they did 157 volume, which is 15 ETH, and they could essentially build out 5 full worlds with that money just from today. And that's like a good build that takes a while, not villas that you can pretty much just change up a bit. So yeah, if you guys let me actually look something up.
But yeah, so the comment on just like the whole cash grab thing, it's like crazy how like some of these projects are just like wanting these big ETH, like big mint prices, and it's like so funny because like they're greedy, but they're doing something that's literally going to net them less ETH than it would if they made it more of an affordable mint price. It just like blows my mind. It's like not rocket science, not fucking brain surgery here, It's so funny.
And that's what I'm saying. If they can have justification behind it, like if they're fucking curing cancer or some shit, they're like, we need this and this for this equipment and this and that. It's just like, homie, you need the fucking few worlds and like, you're not gonna I don't know. By the way, people are now linking villas from Minecraft maps that you can find. I already linked
I made a
one.
whole Twitter thread on it. I took the texture. I took like the texture packs and the shaders off of the buildings basically, and searched up like modern Minecraft house with normal texture pack, and like posted it alongside of theirs, and I was like, this is regular Minecraft and this is what you think you're getting.
This is the one I'm getting actually. My own. No, I mean we joke and meme about it, but
it's serious.
It should be, we should be more serious about it. But I mean, it is what it is. Again, if they can justify as ZeroCool said, sure, I guess, but they literally can't. Like Alpha Sharks, all 3 of us have access. All 3 of us have used it. Just that the tool, it justifies the 0.2, right? It gives you a lot of value. That makes sense. That costs a lot of money. They've already put a lot of money into it. They're going to keep putting money into it. It costs thousands of dollars a day to host, and that is known. That is, justifiable. What Whitesands is doing is not really justifiable. So
I think also with the Alpha Sharks is though, you're paying 0.2, right, for lifetime, and on top of that, things like NFT Nerds, which is the closest thing you can compare it to, is
I was just about to say that, Colin. Yeah, like I mean, even if you get it on sale with like a special partnership, it's 0.35 for 6 months, and then 0.6 for entire year, and you're talking about paying 0.2 for a lifetime. I mean, I'm not a mathematician, but the math checks out that Alpha Sharks is kind of the way. The only reason why it's like hard right now is just because the norm has always been NFT nerds, so it's always difficult. It's just the same way as like what?
Yeah. Sorry, no, go on, sorry.
I was gonna say that, like it's just like looks rare and like all these other marketplaces opening up, but like even though OpenSea is the biggest piece of shit out there, we still use it because everyone's so used to it, and it's like kind of like the norm. And like I think that once this Alpha Shark thing is released and it's all completely finished, then it's gonna be the UI looks really great. I've been beta testing it recently, and I'm definitely liking it a lot. It has a lot of potential for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's I mean, like it just speaks for itself, honestly, right?
Someone asks about meta mansions. Do you guys know who meta mansions are?
Yeah, isn't that one that's a huge high mint price
Point
also? But
point eight eight. What
yeah,
is the
point eight
project?
eight.
I've never actually looked into them. I've heard a bunch of like controversy around them. Literally the exact same with Whitesands.
I mean, it looks really cool, but like you got to be more than just really cool for a point eight eight. Mint price. That's kind of a bit egregious. It's kind of like the zombie club that I did was checking out, and not a lot of people really know too much about it. But when I've been spending a lot of time in the Catabolic server, and I kind of do some teaching, English speaking teaching lessons there. And what I've come to find out is I'm learning a lot about projects that, from the English speaking side of the space is like I just miss out on. And like Zombie Club is one of those. But then I found out that Zombie Club had some like 0.66 mint price, but all the alpha sharks and FOMO dogs and catabolics are all about that, which it'll probably cook no matter what. But yeah, that mint price is crazy. And like that Johnny Depp bullshit that happened. He charged 0.6 and man, he fell flat on his fucking face on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can no longer support these like over evaluations compared to value provided. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me realistically. I've been doing a lot of like the first thing I'm doing nowadays before even checking a project is looking to see what their mint price is and then comparing it to the supply, because some of these projects are just getting way too much for what they're actually providing. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, I got to give someone in chat some credit on that one. Johnny Depp is what they call him.
I mean,
Who's the other guy?
kind of.
Who's the other celebrity that charged some crazy mint price? The YouTube ad guy.
Oh yeah, that dipshit. What's his name? Jake Paul or something?
No, not
No,
Jake
no, no,
Paul. The
no.
Oh, but
YouTube
he's still a dipshit
advertiser
though, right?
guy. Yeah, he is. I mean,
Who?
both of
He
him,
did have a project though, and
him and his brother both created dick profile pictures or something.
Oh, the Paul brothers,
Yeah,
yeah.
one made stick dicks and the other made some other project, and they both pretty much
Something
went nowhere.
very, some very dicky situation. Do you know who?
Yeah,
Do you know who reached out to me?
Ty Lopez.
Ty
oh,
Lopez has DM'd us a few times, but I think I told you, Colin, who reached out to me. It's you'll never guess,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know.
funny. It's 6ix9ine's like manager reached out to me in DMs on
Oh, I
Twitter.
thought you guys were gonna say somebody else.
No, and he wants me to like show his project, so like Llamaverse show his project. So I'm kind of like fucking him off because it's like such a stupid.
you gotta
project.
love those people that like think they have like a lot of followers on Twitter, and then it just like gives them like they feel like they're entitled to, being able to tell people to shill their shitty project,
No,
and it's
bro, like it's fucking like
like
I checked the account. I was like, there's no way this is fucking Murder Murphy. So like, yo, is that you, Murder? He's like, yeah, it's me. I was like, this is fucking this is stupid. I I messaged my friend, like my best friend. I was like, guess who fucking just DM'd me? And I was like Murder Murphy. It was just so random. But it just shows you like these kind of like B tier celebrities that have some following on social media come in and try and make the quick money in here.
You know what I saw today on Twitter that I think is a really good topic to bring up, because I feel like you can have so many different opinions on it, and there is no right answer behind the question that I'm going to say. Why is it that the space is always talking about moving towards Web3, but at the same time, the only thing that ever pumps the market and the only thing that ever actually like creates some sort of major hype is projects, or not projects, but like major companies coming in and buying projects, like Artifact getting bought out by Nike. Like that's not a Web3 move at all. That's almost the space reverting back to big companies controlling everything. I don't understand why everyone gets so excited for it. Obviously, yeah, because we're getting mass adoption, but at the same time, we're almost taking a step backwards. Like, as we said before, Bored Ape has so much money to realistically do whatever, why aren't these big NFT projects going out and purchasing real companies and then making NFTs out of that and moving that way?
Because they just pocket the money. Now, I've gone on Sophie on this one. That's obviously my opinion. By the way, guys, whatever the fuck we say here is obviously our opinion, and you should always do your own research. So we can be completely wrong about Whitesands, that they can build the most amazing Minecraft thing ever. This is just our opinion, so it's up to you if you want to take it in. But my opinion on that one is there is no Web3 without Web2 coming in to then become Web3, right? And we're not gonna, like, realistically, as much impact as Llamaverse will have in the future potentially, and GodJira will have in the future, like, we'll get our contribution towards Web3 will get wiped out the moment like a multi-billion-dollar company comes in and does something Web3, right? Does that make sense? And then, like, so it kind of like needs to happen. Like, Web2 needs to come in to then allow some sort of Web3.
Yeah, I guess, but it also it hurts the space it normalizes. Like, obviously we need adoption. We need it, right?
Corpos are always going to come in. Like, we're never going to be completely alone. Like, the corporations are going to come in. They're going to come in, cash grab. Not cash grab, but like, yeah, obviously. Technically, the Adidas was a whole cash grab. The whole Adidas thing. Because they made fucking millions. And what? They're going to make some... They're going to develop some boring-ass experiences and give me a cool tracksuit. And don't get me wrong, I'll have the tracksuit, I have the NFT, and I'm going to get a tracksuit, and I'm going to like it. But they still made too much money for one tracksuit.
Put it this way, we all like Artifact, right? For the most part. There's a lot of people, it's so mixed. People either like Artifact or don't. And
I'm so neutral on them. I don't really like...
And the only argument I ever hear about Artifact and why people don't like them is cash grab. Is the only word I ever hear. They feel it's a cash grab. And I'm not saying this is my opinion or not, but this is the only thing I ever hear and argue for why they don't like them. And it does it not make sense that obviously Nike would come in and buy Artifact if they are a quote unquote cash grab.
Yeah, they just sell out. Like, listen, like as much as everyone wants to beat on their chest and be like, oh, I love Web3, I'm all for Web3, like, everyone has a price, right? So everyone has a price. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Llamaverse, I love everything, but like, if I get approached with an incredible amount of sum, which Artifact probably got, that is completely life-changing, that is securing my family for the future for a very long time, I will consider it, right? Like, no one's gonna say no, ever.
You just confirmed the rug.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, Adidas is buying us out. They're buying us for pennies on a dollar.
Is the Disney acquisition true?
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. No. But you get what I mean? Like, there's people like humans are inherently like curious and greedy.
It's impossible not to be. It's not even greedy. It's just caring for yourself.
And I mean, if no one has approached us yet, so like, and no like VC has approached us, and we have like a rule where we don't collaborate with anyone that wants part of the company or anything like that. Like, and I mean, like, don't get what I just said, like, we're selling out or anything, because we're not, and we don't plan to sell out. But if anyone approaches us to ask for part of the company, we're always going to explore it. And, if Adidas or if Nike or if Microsoft can come in and, chuck a very huge amount of money towards some founders, I assume that many of them will take it. And I mean, I would explore it. I know we would obviously explore the possibility if it comes to us. But
you think
it just
I don't think you would.
What, take the money?
Yeah, like, I'm not saying.
No, I'm not saying I would take the money. I'm saying we're gonna explore it.
But I think.
Oh, hell yeah! No, we'll always listen to what they have to say.
I feel like it's his baby. Like, I feel like he would.
Well, no, it's my baby as well. Like, we're in this together, but like, we've said that we very early on said we're not gonna do it, obviously, but we're never gonna say no to getting more information, right? Like, we've been approached by companies, like, I'm not gonna name them, but that wanted us to do something with them. We got information of what it is. We're never going to say no out the gate, right? you're always gonna learn more to be educated. So that's what I'm trying to say. That everyone's like curiosity will let them, you know, potentially get bought out or lead them to get bought out. And it would be stupid for us to say no to someone directly without getting more information, right?
Yeah, and I also think when these big companies come into the space, like if they actually want something to do with the space and want like a project, they're not gonna stop until they get it. You know, like
yeah, and I mean, no one's gonna.
Acquisition of Artifact was a big play for them. Like the longevity of Artifact in this space, in my eyes, is gonna have such a long run, and it's just gonna get even bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and I mean, like the thing is, like Llamaverse has been very good with doing a lot with not a lot of money, right? And right now, with the amount of money that we raised from the mint and the Dutch auction, which, by the way, 100% of the Dutch auction went to the wallet, their wallet. None of it went to the founders. We're comfortable with the amount of funds we have to go for a very long time. So we're not even considering looking for outside help or, you know, any of that. But I do get I do get why people would sell out. You know, because not everyone is very attached to the project as we are, you know. Because, you know, if people didn't really have big expectations of projects and they suddenly do really well, you know, they would just kind of sell out. So yeah. I mean, but is that wrong? Is it wrong to sell out? Like, is it wrong for you? Is it wrong for?
Put it this way: there's a difference between selling out and.
Okay, sorry.
There's a difference between selling out and taking your project to the next level.
Yeah, sorry.
And what Artifact did, in my eyes, is taking their project to the next level. All of the same people still work for the project. It's still all the same old guys, and it's just transferred ownership to someone else, basically. But it's all the same original guys, you know.
I know, I get that. I'm just saying in general, is it? Do you think it's a negative if? Or would you not look down, but would you be?
Yes.
Would you, if you had bought into a project and then the project sells to someone else?
Yes.
Would you be like upset at the founders?
Put it this way: if Llama, like, not saying any of this is true, but like if Llama sold the Llamaverse, then obviously the project would probably go to shit. Cause like, or not saying it would, but like it just in my eyes.
It probably will, but then it'll no longer be Llamaverse, right?
Because it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just look at like how you know, everything was perceived from the Artifact and the Nike acquisition. I mean, I don't think that anyone was really like too upset about it. I mean, the floor price went up, so it's like almost like a clear indicator that kind of people were accepting it as like being a really good thing, because then each you know, each NFT was just, it became more valuable, like much more valuable. So, you know, like,
do you think they
just
sold out or just took themselves to the next level?
Oh, that's what I'm saying, is that like I think it's taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it is, yeah, it's definitely both, but like,
once
you know, in a world of rug pulls and like scams and like all this shit, like, you know, a sellout while they're still putting out good stuff in their product, you know, good product out there, all their collections are doing really well. And, you know, I mean, it just seems like it's more of a taking it to the next level type of thing. And I mean, I know that there's like a fine line that you're like, you walk when you're like dealing with like going to the real world and then you know, the Web3 NFT space. And like the whole thing is that realistically, you know, eventually we're going to have to figure out a way to bridge the gap between the two, so that this space, you know, has more longevity, and it just like it will like last longer. Because, you know, I think that a lot of people that are, you know, from the outside looking in just think they just kind of think this is going to die soon, or they're like hoping for it to die. And once, like, you know, you figure out that good balance to have, like, you know, companies like Nike and Artifact, you know, like do like things like that, I think that, you know, it's definitely something that we kind of need, you know. But it's definitely a difficult conversation, and it's definitely going to be talked about for, you know, months and months. It's always going to be a topic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like once you get in bed with like corporations, like you no longer have full creative control, right? So let's say you even sell out a bit of the company to get much needed funding to do something, or support to do something. Like you've now lost, part of the decision making process, and you always have to like adhere to some sort of rules.
See, I think with Artifact though, correct me if I'm wrong, and also anyone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the people that were directing Artifact moved up into Nike, so they're also doing stuff within Nike as well because they liked the whole brand of Artifact. They liked it, and that's why they made the acquisition, not just because they were controlling the NFT space for a short period of time and doing so well in here. Like it was.
Yeah, so that's another thing, right? If a big company comes and says to the founder, "Hey, do you wanna take up this? Do you wanna like give us a bit of your company, then take up a prestigious role within the company, like some sort of high up role, to upgrade your own personal, your own self, right? Would that be frowned upon? Because I don't know.
I think these companies need to move in, but making acquisitions is hard because if you kick out the people that created the project, it loses its original direction. If the second it loses that original direction that it had, that's when it goes downhill.
Yeah.
You can't just switch founders, really. I mean, you can, but hard. All right.
And the good side is projects can get bought out by other projects to get new founders that can manage something.
All right. If I can hop in here for a second and just get this out, just because we didn't really get over some projects that we're looking at, and that'd be cool to talk to Zero about projects that he's looking at potentially coming up. So I'm gonna go over just one thing that I'm looking at for tomorrow specifically. Speaking of Artifact, they are dropping their sandbox collection, which I think they already tried to drop before and had issues with. I don't know if this is like a second generation of the sandbox collection, but I know they tried to drop one probably like 2 weeks ago and it didn't go so well. But tomorrow they are doing 7 different NFTs, all different mint prices depending on what you get, all different sizes. They're dropping it tomorrow at 7 p.m. CET, 11 a.m. PT. Obviously, if anyone's partaked in like an Artifact drop, these shits go in a matter of seconds, and they always have big resale. Obviously, because there's Nike involved, and then the whole legacy of Artifact in the space carries it so much forward. But these are dropping tomorrow, and I would highly suggest going for them if you have the liquid and you have sand or partake in that ecosystem. Actually, this is the same drop that they didn't get to go out last time. So they have some 7 different items that you can go for, all with different prices of sand, and I think it'll be very profitable mint tomorrow, especially if you're in the sandbox ecosystem and you like everything that they're doing over there. So it's definitely something that I would read into. I'm going to put the link into the chat, into the Llamaverse chat, for anyone that is looking into probably getting into sandbox and doesn't know where to start, or just wants to try to potentially flip it. It could be a good play in my eyes. If you guys have any opinions on it, let me know, but I think it'll be a good drop tomorrow. If you can get your hands on it, that is. I don't know how bad those are. And then is ZeroCool here?
Yo.
You got any projects you're looking at?
Like as far as projects that I've been really interested in My Pet Hooligan as of recently. I'm kind of getting this like itching suspicion that alpha for the game is going to be announced soon, and you're definitely gonna see that take off. I've been a huge fan of that. So they're doing staking for their not staking, but like tokenomics. I think you earn like their carrot or some like token there, but like that team there is just like, has been killing it, and I've been, yeah, because like I that's one of those things where like, when I like, kind of like get up on my soapbox and like, preach my shit, like when I'm talking about like, yo, hey guys, we gave you a bunch of fucking money. What are you doing, founders? What are you doing with my money? And I think that My Pet Hooligan, considering it's a gaming NFT where, inherently that's always going to be a long-term hold. I mean, look at Clementine's. I know that team's like absolutely incredible there. the founder Clem, that guy's he's like just one of those founders that you want to like invest money in. But no matter what, those are always going to be, you know, long-term holds, just because the game has to get the funding for the game. But what My Pet Hooligan has done really well is, you know, doing like live look-ins in their gaming studio, and like doing streams where they're having gameplay, and they've really kept people like engaged in the project, even though they're not really like announcing or releasing anything. And for them to remain over, you know, around an ETH. I know it dipped down when the bear market like kind of started rolling in, and they were, you know, well under an ETH, but they've come back up, and I think that it's been recently, it's like 1.3 now, and they're starting to steadily come up, because I think that, you know, that announcement for when the game's coming out is definitely not terribly far. And that's something that, if you guys haven't, you know, seen that project, go and check it out. I mean, the art is actually incredible. It's like very cool. They have like a really cool like different factions there. You can like a cybernetic you know, rabbit and stuff like that, and it's just like a really cool thing. It's like I've been looking at that recently. There's like a bunch of other things I've been looking at. Like I'm like a huge fan of like Genesis collections. I'm looking at, you know, they haven't done any announcements, but I'm getting a feeling that, like, you know, Artificial Intelligence Club with you know, the founder over there, his name's Locke, and that guy is like, he's the fucking man. Just they just haven't done a good job right now of you know, keeping people engaged. But I think that he's got some stuff up his sleeve that's coming, and they're getting hit pretty hard with the bear market currently. Also, I was looking at HypnoDucks, but they recently had they had a little bit of a delay in their bread token coming out and everything like that. But they've got a team there that's like really die hard, a small, tight knit community, not a ton of people there. You know, their Genesis collection, I'm just a huge fan of that. They're gonna have a really cool, like, you know, idea for, you know, they have a game. It's like a staking your, you know, your duck, and you have like hypnosis spells and certain things, and they have like a really cool, well thought out, unique game that's going to be released. The only issue was they had a delay recently, but I am actually like part of the advising team there, and I own one Hypno Duck, and I've just kind of just every so often I just care about the project. So they'll ask me questions. Hey, what do you guys think about this? And I'll kind of give them my input. And the really cool thing is, it's a lot of founders and team kind of get like, you know, they get a little bit, you know, upset when you tell them that they're not doing stuff right with their project. And when I really like is projects that, you know, do something wrong, but then when they come to you and they actually give a shit and they want to fix it. And I think that I'm like way more, you know, I support projects a lot more like that, even if they may have fucked up, and as long as they know and they want to come back and, like, you know, to like actually care about their project and take advice and stuff, it's like not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength when you need to ask for help like that. And I don't know, they're just doing a good job over there. But, you know, I was talking about Broskis as a project that's coming up. That was really cool. I also think that Possessed one, it's like PSSSSSD or
Yeah,
something.
not a lot out on
Um,
them.
you're what?
Was there enough out on them right now? When I first checked out the project, there wasn't really anything out on them.
Yeah, right now. So like, I'm not really sure like how much more than just like a, you know, really cool, unique art profile picture project, but the animations are really cool and have been getting so much engagement. And like one of the things that like I kind of like teach people to, if you want to like think about how good you know, a project is and whatnot, is I tell people, they'll come at me and they'll be like, hey Zero, you know, I just saw this project, they have 100K Twitter followers. And I'm like, I
Doesn't mean
understand that that like looks like a metric that you can use to say how good one is, but if I told you how cheap it was to buy Twitter followers, you would be like, okay, you're right. Never mind. But the way, what you really do is you go on Twitter and you click the media button and you scroll through and look at different things from the media section. And as you scroll through, look at non-giveaway sneak peeks and look
Yeah,
at the
watch
engagement with
lists.
that. And Possessed has insane, like absolutely insane engagement on their stuff, like so many people liking it and retweeting it. And like, I mean, I'm talking about like, look at their followers to reaction ratio, and that's a number that you'll kind of like have a little bit better of a metric. You know, you see some projects that you're like, oh my gosh, oh, they got so many likes and so many retweets on this and so many comments, and I'm like, do you realize that's a whitelist giveaway, right? Like, how could you even use that? People are literally wanting to win something. Instead, there's people that have, you know, that if they just post a sneak peek, then that's when you see how like people actually give a shit, you know? And so that's like one thing that I always tell people when, you know, I'm like, you know, they're like, hey, I know you're an alpha caller, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the things that I use are literally things that everyone uses. You just look past it. And some of the most important ways of like, you know, determining if a project's good it's just like super easy. And that's just one of those things that I was talking about, like trying to just educate the space as like a whole. Is I'm trying to like teach people that you can like look at these projects, and when people like can realize that some of these rug pull bullshit projects, the slow rugs, coming out, when we stop supporting them and they just start fizzling out, and like all of a sudden just like want to know something crazy? Like we have an anime meta, we have a walking meta. Like the meta that I'm ready to usher in, the good project meta, where good projects just succeed, not because they're part of something that has previously succeeded, but coming out with unique ideas. Like that whole anime thing drove me nuts, because like I was like, Azuki's so cool, and then like 500 projects came out, and all they did were the exact same thing as what Azuki is, and I'm like, this is not new, this is not original, this is not sustainable. And like it's like people are so unoriginal. It's just like when people are doing sequels, like Fast and the Furious 15 or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Just like, come on, guys, like you're better than that. So
yeah, I mean, and that's what we're trying to do. Sorry, go on.
That watch the sequels, sadly.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
what's killing the space just as much in a funny way as what scams are and like rug pulls are, is like doing these derivatives and these like degen plays that are actually, in a funny way, even if they're free mints, they're still sucking liquidity out, and most of the time you're hiding those in your hidden tab on OpenSea, or you're using your burner wallet has like 50 free mints in it that you just got dumped on.
It's basically like death by 1,000 cuts in a way. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of the podcast, is like the moment we educate people on this podcast, and when you do yours, the conversations you have elsewhere, that's when these projects start to like die out, and it won't take like a day or two. It'll be like a good while. But as I said, the more people educate, the more they can pass it on. And if you look at the Alpha Hub here, if there's some questionable stuff happening in a project, it gets picked up very quickly by majority of people. So I think it's the new meta you mentioned is partly going to be done by people like us who care and who do these. You spent like we've been here for like 2 hours talking about this, and hopefully out of the probably 400 people, unique people that joined and left this AMA and this podcast, and the people who are going to hear the recording, at least if at least 20 of them 25 of them learn something and educate themselves, that's 25 people now who are going to help more, and it's just going to spread. So I think it's very useful what we're doing, and we'll see how it does long term. But we're here to do it for as long as it takes, and it's very valuable to our holders and just the general community. Because again, this podcast is public and it will be public, so it's gonna just help the space as a whole, I believe. So yeah, that's why I love having you on, and I think we're gonna, as I've said a few times today, we're gonna have you on as a special host with us every so often, and we can do some standalone episodes, because obviously we had to come on this day, which was great, but I think if we just do like 4 episodes with you, would be great.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Like I said, it's an honor and a pleasure to be asked to be a part of this and everything like that.
Anytime, homie. And if you want us to, if you want us to jump on, GodJira.
That's what I would love. I would love to start doing some stuff like that, and we should maybe do some spaces to get it a little bit more reach, outside to the Twitterverse.
Literally we can just set up and we'll talk about it in private and just get it.
Absolutely. You got my information.
Hell yeah. All right, so looks like Senor Llama has joined.
Hello. Hey, Zero, how are you? Haven't spoken.
Hey, how's it going, Llama?
Good, man. Just drinking coffee. Pretty good.
Not even a hello.
Hey, Helly. Hey, Colin. How are you guys?
I'm joking.
He's walking around with coffee and donuts all day.
Okay, dude, so tell me how yesterday I was speaking with you're in the Alpha Council, and I ordered Uber Eats.
Oh my god.
Yeah, go ahead, tell the story. It's funny.
We have like this super serious conversation, not a serious, but like a professional like kind of meeting with like a whole Alpha Council and like some staff members. There's like 10 of us in a group, and I leave to join this like split off group to discuss like part of the the problem and the solution. And then I come back on and I just hear like a lady that I've never heard before, and it's just like Llama on loudspeaker ordering Dunkin' Donuts, like molding that there's no donuts.
Dude, so
I
I
left
wasn't
for 2
upset.
minutes. How did this
You're
happen?
so bad.
No, okay, I wasn't mad. I was just like questioning.
For your
like,
molding.
no, okay. So I ordered Uber Eats. I ordered 6 donuts. Okay, I ordered 6 donuts and a coffee, right? Bro,
Yeah.
they didn't have coffee. They didn't have donuts. What am I supposed to order? They didn't have any of it.
They had
They're
decaf.
no, they didn't have decaf, but they didn't have espresso. What am I supposed to drink? What am I supposed to
Oh,
eat?
man.
It's Dunkin' Donuts. Like what?
And then the same energy came later when it was like 2 in the morning, and we had that meeting with Ali, and I bought kebab, and I specifically added in the notes of the kebab, please don't ring the doorbell, lol. And then the guy came and rang the doorbell at 2 in the morning, and I was
he rang the door. He literally, I was making jokes at Helly, and literally it was funny the way he said, he's like, please don't ring the doorbell, and then he wrote LOL like in lowercase. And the guy probably walked up to the door and was like, haha, motherfucker, I'm about to press this doorbell. And he
bro,
rang
I
that
dashed
shit.
down the stairs.
To be honest, it was like dinner time, and you're ordering donuts and coffee.
Oh,
Okay,
man. Don't
dude,
even
I haven't
go
ate. Dude, I weigh like 106. I'm skinny, dude. Okay,
No, I'm saying,
so
I'm saying like.
you're
like
justifying
they're-
it.
No, I'm saying like they're probably out of donuts by that time. Like donuts are typically a breakfast.
That's true. Dude, I know. I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, but like, still no coffee. Like, come on, at 7 o'clock.
Bro, just
Yeah,
make
that's
your own
understandable.
donuts. Easy.
Okay. Anyhow,
Bro, let's get back on.
yeah, I had a
So,
super, super important announcement. So, I'm releasing an article now. I wanted to wait till obviously you guys were done. Publish. All right, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna add everyone, and then I will go over it via the call and explain why we decided to do it, and we'll go from there.
You're
So.
rugging.
You can talk for a second while I type it out.
Yeah. So this is a good announcement. I mean, it's not a good announcement, but it's it's an important announcement to make. So we'll see how the community feedback the community gives. But yeah, I think it was a good podcast. I think we can talk a bit more after Llama's finished with his
Okay. So just to be 100% transparent with everybody, we finished staking. Polygon the article explains it. Polygon just recently upgraded their network. I think 12 hours ago. CyberKongz and CoolCats they launched today on the Polygon network. Essentially, we wanted to wait at least this 24 to 48 hours more because we want to make sure it's stable. We didn't want to launch essentially tomorrow and the network goes down and then you guys claim your tokens and the transactions drop and it's just a mess. So we decided to delay 24 to 48 hours. I hope you guys understand. We want it was suggested by a Polygon engineer, to be 100% clear. If you go to the article to fully explain, the Polygon engineer we spoke to, I hope you're doing well. There was an outage, and to secure all cross-chain transfers, the bridge functionality is paused for a while. You would have to wait until official announcement on the resuming of the state sinks come. So the way Ryan pretty much explained it to me is we constantly check the state sync. That's a technical term, I guess, to see if it's staking or not. And with that functionality not being stable, he suggested the Polygon developer. He suggested just to wait 24 to 48 hours to guarantee stability. We have screenshots where we spoke to him. We have Ryan's point of view to explain how the bridge mechanism works and why we decided just to wait an extra 24 to 48 hours. Like I said, the last thing we want to do is essentially have a really big day tomorrow. We launch and then you guys go to stake your llamas and transactions are dropping, and we don't want that to happen. We rather be safe, wait the extra 24 to 48 hours, make sure everything's stable, and then we'll go ahead and launch. So, I mean, you guys can see right there, the staking is fully functional. If you guys want to see the contract, if you're really, really curious, I'll have Ryan send the contract over. We could deploy essentially right now, but we just want to make sure everything's smooth. So,
in reality, we rugged and we have no money to launch the contract. So.
You're so dumb.
People are like fully saying that we're dropping to 0 and we're rugging. It's good. It's a positive feedback.
Yeah,
But,
but
as you know, guys, we're always
No, that fudge your
prefer
own
to be-
project doesn't work, man. Like we tried it at GodJira and
Oh,
like
it
literally.
works. Oh, it works.
it worked, dude. Somebody on mint day, somebody sold their llama,
Oh,
and
I remember seeing that.
yeah,
I'm more
he
talking
actually
about
sold-
like after they already minted, we were like I was really wanting to pick up like like multiples of the Gen 2 Godziras, and like it was just like it never happened. It just kept going up for some reason.
Llama,
But-
remember when remember when the war started and like llamas dropped to like 0.65 or some shit?
Oh
And
yeah,
they
I
just
remember
bounced
that.
back to like double the price in like an hour.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm pretty.
That's why you need to be liquid so you can sweep that shit. Talk
Yeah,
about
don't be like me where you don't know where your ledger is and you can't find it.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I was super hyped for Tuesday. Like I cleared my whole day.
Yeah.
So like I said, as everyone else might be disappointed, or I don't know if anyone is.
Nah,
sorry.
I don't think anyone is.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I think everyone's okay, but I absolutely like delaying anything stresses me the fuck out. But I think in this case it's reasonable. Like I said, the last thing we want to do is we launch tomorrow. We're like hoorah, everyone's excited, and then people are getting dropped transactions. Tokens are getting generated because it can't check the sync and stuff like that. I'm not really technical, so it's like a big issue. So
Yeah, I mean the thing is that you guys are like so transparent, and like that's where like when Llamaverse is like having a community that's behind you 100%, or I should say 1,000%, and you have delays like this, it really doesn't do anything because honestly you've been transparent and you update people and you're just reachable and around, and like that's why like the value of community is actually so stupid. It's like it's crazy.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just feel like while we have you here, I feel like if people are investing and putting their money into us, why wouldn't we be transparent?
Yeah.
It's not like a Web2 company to where I'm like taking 80% of the money. Like honestly, to be honest, I'm just proud to be transparent. It's like one of those things where I like the feeling of like you're able to see our payment structure. Like we have a document out there of how much we got paid, the dev wallets, where things are going.
Yeah.
And
I mean that's
how it should be.
Yeah, well, it's like that's what I keep on saying. It's actually like it's not rocket science. Like it's like if you're not a piece of shit and you're transparent, then you're gonna be fine. If you're not transparent, then you're probably hiding something, and you're probably.
That's what I keep saying on the podcast. I think I said it every podcast, like every episode now. It's if many projects release how much they're keeping and how much they're reinvesting to the project, a lot of floors are gonna go down very quickly. But
yeah, it's just
not gonna name any names, but
yeah, I don't know, like. If we ever get a huge chunk of money through like fundraising or a big partner or something like that, like I will be 100% transparent with those funds. And, like, to be honest with you, you don't need that much money to build cool shit in this space. I think our budget, Helly, what was it? Like maybe like before mint, maybe we spent a total of like, I don't know, on just random bullshit, like maybe 150K.
Yeah. But
I would say.
Yeah. I mean, we're very good at making shit happen about money. Yeah, we're frugal.
Yeah.
You gotta see our conversations. Like we're talking about like something useful that's like cost like 5-10K, and I'm like, no, too much.
Yeah, we're very decisive with our funds, like because most of the time we can do things without funding. So an example of this would be example of this would be like Alpha Sharks. Like to tell you how much those tools cost and why they're so expensive, like Trade Sniper and Nerds, is because the server cost, the way the founder was explaining to me, he's been a really good friend of mine for 3-4 years. It's like $2,000 to $6,000 a day to maintain, constantly pull data, constantly generate data. So that's 180K a month. Yeah. So that's why those tools charge so much. So, him being a good friend, I exchange my services, like marketing, collaborating, setting him up with a team. Informing about the space, we were able to leverage that to essentially gain access for everybody.
We leverage the fuck out of that anything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like we do that often.
No, we do that often, but we do it like where we create a lot of benefits. Like both parties are very happy. Like at the end of the thing, it's not like we're taking advantage of anyone. So
no, absolutely not. Yeah,
and they don't take advantage of us. So
yeah, they're pretty content. I mean, it's like one of those things where like, yes, I could go, like, to be honest with you, I could go, if I wasn't getting the tool and I just wanted to make money, I could go make 40% of the the income. But I'm just like, well, you know, if I'm able to get tools for 4,000 holders, this is going to build more value to our brands. And, you know, to be 100% transparent, we get paid on royalties. So the higher our floor price is,
Yeah,
the more I get
it's
paid. And I feel like that's, you know, the way to
well,
do
it's
it. I feel like that's the way to do business in this space is like things should just start
should
off
be.
as free mints, to be honest.
I mean, because you know, as you said, we do get paid extra royalties, so it is long term to our advantage to, you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Keep it up.
My perspective on like just to I don't know, and then I'll let you guys go because I know you guys were talking about a lot about different projects and like minting and mint prices and stuff like that. My perspective is only take the amount of money you know you're going to use and just pay yourself on royalties. Maybe give yourself a little bit because, you know, being a founder, it is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work,
You know,
a lot of stress.
maybe like 50K, 100K, I feel like is like a good amount to get you started. And just get paid off royalties, you know, like a lot of these projects are taking 10 mil, 20 mil, 5 mil, 4 mil, 3 mil when, you know, in all reality, they only need like 500K.
It's funny when some shit show happens somewhere, and then all of the people involved start coming out, and they're like, "Oh yes, I was originally promised 27% of the project's funds of mint, but I suddenly got like 25," and you're like, "Wait, what? If he's getting 25, and then there's two other people, how much is the project getting? You know?" So it's just so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I don't know.
100K is a lot of fucking money. So
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of money. I worked to be transparent like with everybody here is like before NFTs I've been I hate saying the word but I've been really successful pre-hand. So like even me being successful 100K is a good chunk of money to like
bro, yeah.
take care of me for like a year or two, you know. So like when I see founders taking like a mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, it's like holy fuck, dude. Like and then they barely work. They go party the next day.
Yeah.
They
And
go
then
buy
they
a
just take a bunch
Lamborghini.
of royalties as well.
Yeah, it's just like ridiculous. Yeah, but you guys have fun on the podcast?
Yeah, man, we went on a mass amount of tangents, but it's you know,
Cool.
it's good. We had Commander on from Enigma, gave his intro to some people.
Oh,
So,
to
yeah.
Enigma?
Yeah, just like what's the developments and stuff, and then there's a bunch of GodJira people here because ZeroCool gave us a shout out on the GodJira server, so he introduced them guys as well
Oh, thank you. Well,
to
that's
the
kind.
concept. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're chilling. We're chilling.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. It says we have 180 people. How many people are actually here? Say hi in general chat. I'm just curious. Just say hi one
Yeah.
time. Please don't please don't spam. General chat, not Alpha Hub.
They're all saying it in the Llamaverse chat.
Oh my, are they?
It's like yeah, we have a whole chat for it. Yeah, it's a
Oh, sorry.
Llamaverse.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Llama, this is only holders and GodJira people.
That's cool.
Like non-holders can't type. So.
oh yeah, I need to add Gen 2 GodJira to Collabland.
Oh yeah, we should. Also, we had 280 people at most, I think. At this
Yeah, I
podcast.
did see that.
At one time.
Cool.
That was
Well,
great.
Well, what is gonna be cool is I can start my own YouTube now that we have like Llamacast going. So like we can like essentially run two different channels, I guess you can say. So,
Yeah, sure. We'll see how it goes. We need to get like the recording and stuff. But yeah, for sure.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. I have I'm actually doing a podcast with Kosher at 10. So
Oh, shit.
yeah, he invited me I think for
Is
the
it,
Wagner stuff maybe.
Wagner stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm like, well, yeah. I don't know. I just like speaking to people about like, you know, the space and, you know,
Yeah.
fundamentals.
Go
and,
shit on Whitesands on that podcast as well.
It's crazy. I like to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun just to talk and
It's
bounce
really
back
fun.
and
Yeah.
forth.
AMAs and podcasts are fun.
Dude,
Yeah.
the day me and Sean get on a space, man, oh my, it's gonna be hectic because I've definitely heard a lot of his spaces and I'm a big fan of like what he preaches
Yeah.
and
We should do it. We
You
should do it.
Yeah,
dude,
we should do something like that. We could probably do a 12-hour spaces if me,
Just
Sean,
take
and
turns.
you.
dude, you know what's funny
12-hour
was
spaces.
24-hour all-nighter.
That would be so funny.
Yeah,
Yo,
Just
it's
taking turns.
So tell me how I met Sean. This is our conversation. Ready? It was in October 20th. He's like, "Hi, bro." I said, "Hi." He's like, "Been trying to reach you via Twitter. You asked me to remind you." He won a silver pass and that was that was the conversation. And I essentially forgot to whitelist him. I got his information. I unfortunately forgot to whitelist him for the silver pass, and that's how we met. And essentially, I just gave him access to the server because at the time it was just like access to the server. It wasn't like utility. So it's just crazy because like with the amount of DMs I get, sometimes it's like hard to manage. And if I would have missed that, we would have never talked. So it's pretty cool. Like it's just crazy how I see people I talked to like months ago and they're starting their own projects, they're really successful, or they're just learning more and doing stuff in the space. It's really cool to see.
The same thing as when I get a DM and the only messages they've sent me was like, when we first did the whitelist and we didn't have a bot, I had to do it manually. And literally would be 2 messages of like their name and their address, and I would have ignored it because I had too much to do. I'm like, oh, you gave me your address early on. It's just so cool to see, like, after so long.
Yeah. I mean, even like,
really cool.
even internally, like from the server, like we had Kaylin start on non-fungible people.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of different founders here. Yeah, we have somebody
FMC.
from Meta. Yeah, FMC. Yeah, Furu. Yeah, he started
FMC. FMC literally went from Llamaverse to their own server just for the free mints. So that's pretty cool.
It's just pretty cool to see like different ecos. I mean, it's like one of those things, like if we're talking about like ethics of his space, is like, I feel like we're pretty ethical and we do things the right way. And when people start projects and they're heavily influenced by a group, they're starting good projects, and it's just really good for the space.
Yeah, I mean, if they look up, not look up, but if they kind of track or like kind of like trace what we did,
that's it's really healthy.
Even like just transparency would be,
Yeah,
and
I mean, if anybody has
you go.
You go.
Even if they, see, because there's no lying about it. Like us and GodJira are like pretty big in the space right now. If they, I imagine them seeing our transparency levels, us and GodJira's levels of transparency. I think a lot of projects are gonna kind of like replicate that just to kind of fit into our kind of new method that we're making of transparency.
And I take even inspiration from like Sean, like himself, like I take inspiration from even somebody small, somebody big, it doesn't matter. Like the way somebody so the way somebody does something, I'm like, you know what, that's a really good idea. Like I don't obviously copy it, but if they're doing something like that's really ethical,
if someone does something whack, then we're gonna make it better. That's not that's on them.
Well, it's more like like when Sean started just like the way he handles his community, I just respected, which I feel like I did either way, but like it was like, oh, it was cool to see like another founder do the same thing, and like like us two and like many others, like even Dots of Kaiju Kings, it's just really good to connect with everybody. And
shout out Dots.
Shout out
and
Dots.
if you get him on the podcast, that'd be a good ass podcast with Dots. I don't know if he gets on AMAs and stuff, but
he would.
Yeah, that's like one of the coolest things about like these tight-knit communities is the sheer fact that like people are getting empowered through the project being just being like a good member of the project. Sometimes those people are people that like, just like with Jira, all those people were part of the community, everyone that works there pretty much. Like he didn't go out and hire anyone. People were and when you have people like that, like you go out and hire someone, they're coming in because they want a bag, versus you hire someone through the community, empower them. They're doing it because they bought in and they're all about what's going on there. And that's like the special thing that you have. And like when you have people that work there that aren't just there for ETH and they just want to grow. And then guess what? When you grow and you make it a better space, it just happens. You just make ETH. So it's like, that's why I kind of get like so fucking frustrated, because it's like it's not that difficult. It's really not that difficult to be like a good project. And like some of these people,
arguably it is difficult because
but you know what I'm saying. Like
you forego a lot of things you can get away with. Right?
No, but because I mean, you know what I mean, though. I'm just saying that like the way that these people are fucking up and they're doing stuff like the greedy stuff, like that's so easy to avoid,
being lazy and greedy. That's what I meant by foregoing stuff, because if we were lazy, we would have like done things quickly. Like we could have shut out Llamaverse in like a month, but we took out like multiple months to do it properly.
Dude,
we would have sold out anyway.
Like, to be straight up honest, I'm pretty sure if I was like, yo, I'm still dropping a project for 0.20 ETH right now, 8,000 supply, I'm pretty sure to get sold out. It's just like it's just like one of those things where like, I just hold myself to a higher standard. And, like what Zero is saying is like, it's not hard to be ethical. Just people don't want to be ethical, or people don't want to not prevent fuck ups. Like it's just like one of those things, man. It's just common sense. If you're gonna be a project founder, you should probably get your contract audited. You should probably make sure your team knows, general Discord security. You should probably, just like general shit, man. Just people fuck up so much stuff,
What
and
the
it's
fuck do they
crazy.
do all day?
People just cut corners,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
It's
what I
not
mean
that
when I
they
say
don't
being
care.
lazy.
It's that they just cut corners. They don't they want shit out, and they think the best way to
Yeah.
do it is by forcing shit. So it's not always like ill intention, It's just like
Mm.
everyone wants things like now.
No, but it is
I think it's
kind
just lack of experience. I feel like,
I mean, sure, but okay, let's go back to Pixelmon. I mean, like, Pixelmon is a prime example of someone who got lucky and his concept got very hyped and cannot execute.
Well,
Yeah.
So
Pixelmon's a different breed.
that's I've said it many times. It's incompetency to like at every turn. Anything that they've done is incompetent.
well, I mean, it's just like I said, it always points back to lack of experience or greed.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. Is like, everyone sees these NFT projects and how much money they generate. So they're like, okay, I'll start a project, and they have no idea how to market. They have no idea how to run a business. They have no idea of how to actually develop a team and make sure shit,
How
like
to treat people.
they have no idea, or they just joined the space a month ago and they have no idea how projects work, like and then on top of that is it comes with the money. Like people, a lot of these people, founders, they've never had money in their life, or like very little, like 20K. Sorry, I don't mean to be like
No,
weird
bro.
about it, but 20K to 100K isn't like a huge chunk of money compared to like the millions it makes. So they make 3 mil and they're like, well, fuck, this is awesome. Who gives a fuck? I'll do it again. And they launch another project, and they don't care. Like,
Yeah, that's the conversation we had earlier. Was when we had the other podcast. So is Llama? Do you think we had this conversation already? But do you think that at some point these hype projects, like I'm not gonna name names, but like these 10K volume plus projects, their founders gonna just lose motivation because they have the money now and they just don't care?
yeah,
Like, do you think they just stop working as hard because
this already happens, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's blatant in some projects, and then kind of more. There's still hope in other projects that something's gonna happen, but they just kind of like shit something out every once in a while, and people just.
It's like one of those things where the community overtakes the project, and it doesn't matter what they do or what they put out. They could put out one. I mean, as long as they put out like one really good thing, every 3
Or
months
just
the community's
anything,
for
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's
So
like mutants and bored apes. You just kind of.
yeah, I mean, there will come a point to where community will overtake this project, and wait, let me be clear about this. There will be a point where community overtakes this project to the point where I could not do anything and it'll keep doing well, right? Because the community took over. But let me finish.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it doesn't matter. I still want to use funding no matter what to keep building on. I want to build like honestly, I want to be the first NFT project to build like a whole empire. Like that's my goal. Is like I want to build literally. I want to be looked at as that project, being like, oh my god, they have this, they have that, they have this, and
we already, bro, technically, we already kind of have more than majority of projects. So not to be like, not to ego people, but like we've taken initiative, whereas people just don't most of the time.
Yeah, I mean we have a lot of stuff to do. I think we're like
no,
my
we
vision.
got a lot to do.
I feel like honestly we're 5% out of 100%. Like in my head,
Yeah.
like that's kind of how I think. There's just so much to do.
Yeah, I mean that's why when we have like even today when we hit 2 ETH and we hit 2K volume at the same time, I think Ali said, this shit crazy, and then I said lol. Like long term, this is like an
You
achievement.
cut off. Yeah, I wasn't excited about hitting two ETH. It's just like one of those things where
Like a step.
to me
Long.
price doesn't really matter. I care more about just getting shit done.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
that's what I was trying
really
to
hard
say.
on myself too. Like I've always been like a very competitive person. So we're just gonna keep doing shit. And like I said, after Mint, I haven't really taken a day off. I took one half day, and it was to drive half the time to my fiance's parents' house. I haven't taken a day off since Mint. even before Mint, still working, and
Yeah.
it's just like the addiction. Like I'm just addicted to
I
like
mean,
the
we
process.
can't
So
take a day
like
off
just to
though,
be
can we?
like not trying to sound corny or anything, but yeah,
Can we take a day off though?
sorry for
It's about,
rambling.
it's about love for the project, for sure. It's like, you don't get days off, but you also like don't mind working like you do. Like my girlfriend was like, she's like, well, you're on a call right now. Like, and I'm like, yeah, but this is like kind of like, I like love doing this. And this is like what I want to do. And this like means a lot to me. And so like, when I'm here talking with you guys and just like seeing all the people in the crowd and all that kind of stuff is like, I don't mind doing this because it's like we're leaving our mark and we're using our platform for good and to better the space and like the longevity of it. And we're just adding years to the lifespan of the space. And that's like kind of what we all are doing, and like,
Mhm.
it's not corny. It's funny because you're in a rare percentage of like founders who actually like talk and be like that. Like, that's what's like awesome. That's what's special about it. And like, that's why people are here. That's why we're over 150. We are over 200 people at one time in here because they want to hear, because they bought into this. And that's what's special about it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, like you said, this isn't like sure. I might there's days where I'm like on 16 hours a day and I'm tired and I'm like, fuck, it's a grind. But most of the time, like 90% of the time, it's just fun. I have fun connecting with founders. I have fun just adding utility and getting to know people and then seeing their results of man.
Yeah.
Like you get some heartwarming messages. Like there's been times where someone like I got a long Twitter thread the other day and somebody was like, dude, you literally like saved my life. Like he was depressed. He joined our community as a free mint and, we completely changed his life. He learned a lot about space. He ended up being really successful and, it's just really cool to see.
But the thing is, like, at this point, do you think we can take a day off? Like, realistically?
Never. You're
Like-
not allowed.
Because mentally, like, I don't know about you guys, you probably true or other founders, but like, how if you like at a normal job, you go and do the job, you go home and like it's your free time. So I can now say, oh, like the other day when I went cycling or something. Like I was still thinking about Llamaverse and I was still thinking about like how to do stuff. Just
Yeah.
like I don't think we can ever actively just take a day off and switch off. It will always be like, because it's basically like a lifestyle now. Like realistically, like this is our lifestyle. It's a bit dumb to say and like it just sounds weird, but we basically live and work at the same time
No, yeah.
because it's so
I mean, like,
24/7. So
I did take a vacation. When did I take a vacation? October. This was like
bro,
5 months
ages
ago.
ago.
Yeah, 5 months
Yeah.
ago, I went to Disney and I brought my laptop and I swear to God, like literally like 50% of the day, I would stay in the
Yeah.
hotel room and like live
Bro.
stream and make content. And
I
it's just an
remember-
addiction. Yeah.
I
It's like,
remember
man,
going to- yeah, sorry, go
yeah.
finish.
Oh yeah, sorry. One more thing. It's like I have like really bad like ADHD and I don't know, like hyper focus. So when I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone. So like I'll wake up in the morning and like the first thing I do, dude, is just like Zoom. I get up out of bed. When I'm
Yeah.
really passionate, I don't sleep. It's just like I sleep like, somewhere anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. When I'm really, really excited. And I don't know. There's just like days
Yeah.
where I just can't switch off. Like my brain's just always running. I'm always doing something.
Yeah, it's just a way. Yeah, and I mean, I remember like I was in Manchester visiting a friend at like his university house. This was like Halloween time, and I remember like people were getting ready to go like partying into like Halloween. I was like, guys, I just gotta get this like stuff out. I'm just sitting down the stairs with my laptop, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
it's basically a lifestyle at this point. Like we can't switch off and just do something else.
Well, to be fair, before Mint, it was really bad. Like to the point where
Yeah.
like I wouldn't
Oh
even
my
want to
God.
go, dude. I wouldn't even want to go to like do groceries. Like that's how bad it was.
Yeah,
Like
I was in Bulgaria and I'll be like to my friend, yo, can you can you buy us some food? I'll just give
Yeah.
you money. Can you just go buy food, please? Because we can't
Yeah.
order.
like now it's a little bit easier where like today, for example, I went to Target twice. I went Target to get coffee, and then I went to Target because they have Starbucks in there, and then I went Target to get coffee again, which I just got right now. And and I got some buddy food, so it feels nice to like drive and like free my mind for a second, then come back. So
Yeah.
I feel like you guys could take a day off.
we
No,
I think
could.
that's from my.
Bro,
I think
we
that's
could.
from my eyes. I think, like, I feel like everything's super sustainable, other than development wise. Like
No.
developments can go on without you guys, but like everything else can.
Like me and like it's to the point where me and Llama can basically just not be on Discord for like a good amount of time, and like nothing would change. I mean, it would change, but like none of the core utilities would change. It's just like we just don't, because we got.
There's always stuff. There's always more stuff we can do.
No, yeah,
Like
it's
we
just
just
about mindset.
yeah. It's just like, you know, it's just fun, man. That's all it is. It's like, to be straight up honest with you, it's fun.
Exactly, it's just fun.
Yeah, like today we just finished another partnership that we're gonna be, obviously I don't know if you talked about it, Helly, but probably not. But we're gonna be announcing soon. Yeah, we're gonna be announcing soon. Yeah, and that's like more utility. Is like, it's just fun to like reach out to people, find ways we can work together, and, you know, provide something internally for you guys. Because then, you know, you guys get excited and you're like, oh shit, that's cool. I can, you know, like even something like the private node. It's not talked about enough, but the private node's sick.
Oh no,
and I feel like
it is. Trust.
it's like, yeah, it's like
People love it.
yeah, GodJira too. Yeah, so I mean, like even like seeing that is like, oh cool,
small
yes.
things.
Yeah, it's just like things that we want to do, you know, like we want to expand that welcome packet to where it's like it's a fucking book. That's like my goal. It's like, I want you guys to read a book to.
If people don't read right now, I told you now, we're gonna run to the issue where we just have too much to explain to people when they join.
Yeah.
But that's what we always wanted, though, wasn't it? We always wanted people to have so much choice; they can do different things, and you know.
Yeah, and choose what they prefer.
Yeah, that's the literally what we discussed Llamaverse. That was like the first thing you said.
Yeah, I think right now we're just like in this standstill of like things are getting developed. Like, to give you background,
no, we're not a standstill, my guy.
Well, no, I meant not standstill. We're just waiting for things to get deployed. So like what I mean by that is like things are getting developed as we speak. We have 3 teams, I guess you can say. One team being Ryan and, you know, distract or fucking Delta devs, working on the in-house stuff. Another team being Entity Builds, working on one of the NFT worlds. And then another redacted partner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got so scared because I thought you said.
I signed the NDA. I can't talk about it. Yeah.
I just literally, my heart just dropped because I thought Entity Builds was the other.
No. And then another redacted partner, working on Llamascape. So like it's like we're like waiting for them to get stuff. In the meantime, you know, we're just expanding utility, finding different ways to work with different people.
Yeah.
And I'm working on making some animations for Llamascape. So we're just like doing, I don't know. I feel like.
Can we just show them, please?
No, we can't. No, please, no.
No, the one we were laughing at yesterday.
No, please, no. I'm embarrassed.
Guys, I'll tell you after.
No,
I'll tell you the story
no.
after
Helly,
we
please.
release it.
Okay, after like 2 months from now. Like,
it's too funny.
All right, I have to go though. I have to get ready for the poster and stuff like that. Zero, very cool to meet you. Sorry for talking my head off.
Dude, are you kidding me? You're talking to someone who is normally the one that's talking everyone's head off, all right?
Bro,
you don't have to apologize to me.
I'll show you guys a screenshot of the conversation we had earlier with Zero and Colin.
Cool. Colin, thank you for joining us too. I appreciate you helping a lot with Llamacast, and, you know, thank you for everybody listening. You know, 166 people here. Like, that's like, man, people don't understand how much 166
that's
people
a lot of fucking people.
Dude, imagine a room with like 166 people like inside one room. Like, that's just so crazy. It's so cool. All right. Anyhow, later, guys. Oh, did I tell you, dude? I met a Llamaverse holder that literally lives like 7 minutes away from me.
No shot.
Yeah, I swear. Like, we were talking, and I was looking for moderators for Alpha Sharks, you know, in exchange for the partnership, you know. So, you know, someone was like, I live in Florida, and I was like, oh shit, where at? And he said my city. I was like, no way, because like my city's like a dead zone right now. So I was like, oh shit, where? And he's like, oh, I live here. And I was like, oh my god, that's like 7 minutes away from me. It's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Did I tell you about when I went to that like private club events, and I'll be like, but also, what'd you do? I'm like, oh, I founded this project. And I'm like, which one? I'm like, oh, you know, Llamaverse. And like everyone says yes. Like literally everyone says, yeah, I know Llamaverse.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's really cool when like people know you before you like meet. So
yeah, it's awesome.
But everyone thinks I'm you. Everyone thinks I'm you. They're like, you Llama. I'm like, no, I'm the other guy.
Good stuff,
all right, guys.
Man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We'll have to do something else again, dude, like a spaces or something, and
we'll run it. Let's
link it. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be
your information.
Yeah, let's set up a space sometime this week. If I'm down to do one with Sean too.
Yeah,
we should do it 4 of us as a big one.
Yeah, all 4 of us and Sean and like one other, and we just, you know, maybe have some like discussions to where like, you know, we plan out like maybe 8 topics and we all say something, and you know, it'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
It's fucking chaos.
Yeah.
5 hours.
yeah,
conversation.
that would be a amazing like spaces right there to have all of us
Yeah.
up there. That'd be incredible. Hey,
There'll be a lot of
before you
people
go,
in there as well.
yeah, before you go, my girlfriend walked by and she was like listening to heard Colin's voice and was like, "Are you talking to Jonah Hill right now?"
That's so funny.
That's funny.
I kind of
was-
see it now that you mentioned.
Yeah, when she said it, I was like, "What? I can see it now." It's hilarious. I was cracking up, but I just wanted to say that before like Llama left because I thought that was hilarious.
Just so you know, Colin is always wearing a beanie. It's confirmed.
Yeah, Colin
That's a lie.
exists.
That's a lie.
I think
Yeah.
beanies exist because of Colin.
Yeah, Colin invented the beanie.
That's
Bro,
just
if you
for
take your
bad
beanie
hair
off-
days. That's just for bad hair days.
Oh,
I
bro,
feel
my
that.
hair's
That's why I
so
always wear
rough.
my hat. I always wear my hat
Yeah.
for a reason, dude.
Bro, I went to
Yeah, and then you
my
keep your
young.
hair long to get the excuses in.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Later.
True.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. All right, Llama.
All right, later. Bye bye.
Peace. Speaking of hair, bro, I've been wearing a hat everywhere I go. I need to get a haircut. The thing is like so close to me. There's like a barber, but I don't trust him. I only trust my London barbers, my Turkish donnies. I only trust them.
No, yeah, you
Cut my
got
hair.
one barber and then you want to rock with him forever.
No, I don't. But I just automatically trust barbers in London more than barbers where I live. So. I've got an event to go to as well in like 9 days or something, so I need to like buy a suit and like get a haircut. Shit. So.
I'm not used to this
Yeah.
whole like not being behind the computer thing.
Oh mate, honestly, it's like that private club I keep mentioning, like it's like proper like suits and like ties and shit when you go, like some high like quality venues like in central London. So you kind of have to you know dress. Because the first time I went, I remember you guys know JT, he's a Go-Pass member. It was JT was going and the founder Dan was going, and I was like, I was like, yo, what should I wear? Like, should I get a suit? Should I like, you know, just wear a hoodie? And they were like, one of them was like, just buy a suit, and the other one was like, nah, hoodie's fine. So I just took the hoodie route. I was wearing a fleece, bro. I went there and I was wearing Yeezys, and everyone had like fucking like proper like dress shoes on, and I looked down. I was like, I look like a mug. So I went and bought a suit for the next event. But yeah, that was a bit of a sidetrack. When you look, it's Bruce Wayne in the stage, the audience.
Amazing. It's amazing we still have 150 people in the audience and we've been going on for a long
Yeah,
time.
bro. Yeah.
I feel like this
Yeah,
is
I'm probably
like our average.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well,
Kind of.
I'm probably gonna have to hop off here. I just got done. I actually like was grilling chicken and like helping my girlfriend make dinner while I was doing this with y'all.
Bro, I need to go get pasta made. I'm
We
hungry.
just made a full dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro,
I was
my
literally
guys is
like outside with my computer, like grilling chicken, like while like talking to you guys.
It's kind of funny.
It's my dedication.
What was it again?
I hope the market comes back, to be honest, like full time. Then you'll have so much to talk about. Like, I can't believe how fun it will be to talk about things when everything is like surging. Like, you know how like the first initial liquidity pump into the market is always just like amazing gains from literally anything you put your money into. Not financial advice, but like so many things pump. I can't wait until it's like that. Hey, ZeroCool, before you go, have you heard of Citadel?
Yeah, I have.
Chill.
Do you like them a lot?
Yeah, I think that's like that sounds like a good one. That's actually like one of the top like projects that I have on my list to do an AMA because I've been trying to like as our new alpha program. Like it's kind of funny because it's like the best alpha is the stuff that you hear coming out of the founder's mouth, and like when you bring them in and you do an AMA with them, like you can like it's just amazing. Like you can get a feel of the way they answer questions, the way that they talk about their project. I mean, I have to reference Commander because like when you talk to him, he knows his shit, and he knows his project, and he loves his project.
Commander
Like
doesn't miss.
he's like very well thought out. I mean, that's the first time I've ever heard him talk, and you can just tell he's like a smart individual and cares, and that's the kind of like stuff that you can really suss out when you do AMAs, and like, you know, you can just put them through the gauntlet, and like that's one of the things. Like if they don't want to do an AMA, then that's suspicious, you know. But if they come in there and they like stand by their project and they, you know, go through the gauntlet, then it says a lot about a project. And when you can hear, because like, you know, you can see whatever in an announcement, but you don't feel the emotion and the conviction in their voice, you know, when they do it actually on a voice chat or on a spaces or something. And that's really important. So like with the people from Citadel, I was thinking about reaching out to them and having them come in, because I feel like that's like a lesser talked about project that has like a, you know, definitely some real potential.
It deserves a lot of attention, that one. But yeah, I mean, even every time we do like a collab or anything, we always speak to the people, because like if someone says no to like a conversation, we're just like, in VC we're like, because you know, when you hear it from the founders, like way different.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I honestly, when we first had Commander on, or when we were about to have him on, I got in a VC with him and he like explained the whole Enigma. Like this was like months ago. Like 50 minutes explaining it to me, and I was like, yeah, I believe this guy. Like I trust this guy to like, you know, do well.
I think
and he just kept proving it.
The whole reinvesting thing got me when you said that.
Yeah, it's that, and then it's like, you know, future proofing the company as well, and then, you know, the initiative to do the ICO to get their own facilities where they don't have to rely on anyone. It's just, there's so many like bullish things, to be honest. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, ZeroCool, you should really have him on the GodJira thing. I think it's a great AMA to have.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out and try to, you know, bring him in, because I'm sure it'd probably be a really good one. A lot of people are really interested, and the funny thing is, more people are interested in talking to the founders from like lesser known projects instead of like the popular ones, because, you know, they're like, okay, cool, exactly, I know about that one, but that's like the thing is there's diamonds in the rough.
It's
and
yeah, and I mean, especially with V4 coming on. For Enigma, it's a good place to.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for letting me on the show, and we'll talk.